Boom. Sorry, late. I'm like 2 minutes late. It's not too bad, I feel. Hi, welcome to the stream. It's your boy, at it again. This time, not sending an advertised post after, hoping my page will be sufficient in advertising posts. But who knows, maybe I'll regret it. We'll find out. The night's young, so are we. We're playing more of The Letter. Let me know how sound is, as per usual. I'm gonna turn it down on my end, because it's like really blaring. Yo, what up? Nice first. How it do? Get fucked, other reviewers. Huh. Yeah. So, the goal today is to beat Zach's path. Whether we do it, I don't know how much is left, because, you know, super duper blind run. I'm just hoping we do that thing. Hey, what up, Gaia? How it do? Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Let me check something real fast. The goal, of course, because we'll stream The Letter. I remembered this time. I don't know if I remember, so remind me. But we are streaming The Letter again next week. Hopefully, at least beginning Marianne, if not completing Marianne. So, my wife. Our wives, sorry. Didn't mean to be all clingy damey on that. I don't see why we should not just start, so let's just start. Once again, not doing any advertising this time, because I have that old page thing. Yes, because Melissa goes to work, to my knowledge, nights, I believe. And we want her to see my wife in her full glory. So, look forward to that. Smiley face. Great. Lego. Okay. Sometimes I wish Ash would make himself easier to find. Oh, right. It's not a girl voice. I forgot it was Zach. I really thought it was Isabel for some reason. 24 messages, 13 phone calls, one visit in this flat later, and I still have no idea which rock in Luxembourg he went off to hide it under again. Next week will be my last. No, I would miss you! Is it going to be for a long time? Is it just the month? Question mark? This guy has his own place, but refuses to stay in it. Has his own phone, but doesn't answer any of his calls or give any indication he's gotten my messages. Most of the time, he'll show up on my front door. Sometimes in the middle of the night, complaining how uncomfortable it is to sleep at the back of his Shirley, his car. As if the old couch in my flat's any better. Nothing new for him, though, but a bit frustrating, really. There's the police precinct, of course. Then again, he's not there most of the time either, and it's also true for today. He's likely out on another stakeout. There's nothing much to do for me but to wait if that's the case. Yo, what up, Nico? Oh, my late boy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well.
Let's just hope I'm lucky enough today.
Luxembourg is a relatively peaceful city boasting a high crime rate. Its precinct stays abuzz with activity. This is a shift I was hired for probably at least till next March, because I'd be eligible to change shifts. Next March! Well, I'm glad you got the shift that you were hired for, but that's rough. I will miss you. Kisses around. And you love you too, Nico. As soon as I opened the glass front doors, murmurs coming from the people waiting in the lobby welcomed me. Officers can occasionally be shuffling in and out of the rooms, greeting civilians with a casual smile and a polite nod. Some, though, look a little worse for wear, like the receptionist who looked at me with much disdain the moment I arrived. Thankfully, I won't have to deal with him today. Before I even step in, Ashton's voice, though low, comes in from the hallway adjacent to the lobby. Hey! Lunch. Maybe you could have it playing with earbuds? I don't know if that's possible, but a man can dream.
Not even for just 1 minute?
No. The case was dismissed, remember?
Ooh. You were the one handling that case.
Ooh. If you want access to those records, you've got to ask Chief. I was taken off it before shit went to hell.
That's a big cussy, which is a no-no in my book. Thank you.
Why do you even bother? Even Professor Clark seems to have given up on that.
My condolences to them, and thank you to you. Hell yeah.
Well, Never mind, you won't understand.
Oh shit, what shit is that?
Right. I know you owe Professor Clark a lot, but the right guy isn't just someone you mess with. They've got the money. Who knows what else gets swept under the rug with them involved.
That takes a special kind of ignorant not to know.
And a smart person to know which boundaries he can't cross. You're a bright guy, you'll figure it out. In any case, I've got to get going. Another missing person case on my hand. And murders, people missing, what a time to be alive. Man, I miss the old Luxburn.
You and me both. I'll see ya. Gonna go grab some lunch.
He goes to me first as soon as he enters the lobby and pauses. Confusion briefly crosses his face until I fish out the phone from my pocket and wave it up. Frowning, he puts his own mobile out, wordlessly fiddling with it for a few seconds before sighing heavily. And before second shift at most of the job, I'll be I don't foresee that happening because I play fucking indie-ass games, but I'll be grateful if anyone watches. And thank you for everyone who does watch currently. I really appreciate it. There ain't any annoyance in him when he glances up, though. Only mild exasperation, and might be a hint of amusement.
Stop taking pointers from Isabella. This is gonna get old soon.
Damn.
At least use your phone properly.
Damn.
It's an alarm clock, a good note-taking device, a halfway decent camera, and maybe a music player too. If I'm being nice. What else do I need it for?
I don't know, keeping in contact maybe?
When he merely shrugs, I notice I struck a chord. He's far from holding a piece of technology in contempt, of course. It's always been nothing but a practical from the start, and technology is useful. Only when he gets too focused on one thing, like a case he's handling, he tends to forget that there are others around him. A little reminder and a nudge in the right direction can get him a long way.
I've got an email on that social media site the girls roped us into joining.
That doesn't make any sense. Also, you've got an account before any of us had one.
Dang. Hey, 5 people's a lot. What? At least for my viewership's sakes.
For policing purposes? Anyway, why are you here? I thought you have something scheduled today. Or was that yesterday?
That was yesterday. Look, about that, there's something I want you to see.
He stops me with a tap on my shoulder, walks past me straight to the door, and gestures with his head towards the very irked receptionist when I raise an eyebrow in question. One second, I forgot exactly what time this is. Today, it's not the 25th. Is it 25th? No, we called 25th. We got Isabel yesterday. So I assume today's the 26th, and he met with Hannah already. Maybe. I think. That sounds right to me. We'll find out. Which means, what happens though? Pictures. Well, it might be the 26th. I don't remember. No, because yesterday was the 26th. No, sorry. 26th, they did the camera shoot. That was the original plan. So today is the 27th, and he's probably talking about the blurred images. Right. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. It's been a week. You know how it is. So today's the 27th. Got it. He met with Hannah. He showed me the... Yeah. Thank you. I thought for some reason that we just met with Hannah, and then I was like, no, that doesn't make sense for the job time. Whatever. Ignore me. I was stupid. Blah, blah, blah.
Over lunch. I haven't eaten anything since last night, and Benjamin there doesn't really like loiterers around here.
Wordlessly I follow him after him, but not after sending the poor guy behind the table an apologetic smile. Hey, we're gonna go back to this place. Oh, Zarbox! I never noticed. That's a good name. I like that name a lot. As expected, he takes a seat in the furthest corner of the cafe, a good way from the window, but easily allows a view of anyone who comes and go. It's cool enough not to be disturbed by the lunch hour rush, or to be overheard by a curious bystander. If I didn't know who this lunch was invited me to, I would automatically assume I got dragged into another stakeout. After years of knowing him, though, this has simply become one of the many habits he has gotten used to. Food time! I will say, out of these cupcakes, I think I truly like the normal one most. Maybe this pink one. I'd say the cross one, but it looks a little bit smaller. And this one's just fucking freaky. Food arrives minutes later. Oh shit! Hell yeah! This is some good work, I'm telling you right now. slice of vegetarian quiche for me. You know, Ashton has opted for a cup of coffee plus a gratuitous
You
serving.
having cake for lunch?
He shrugs and proceeds to dig in without a hint of remorse. Frankly, it's like seeing a child get his Christmas present early.
Don't tell Becca. I'll get an earful.
Damn.
It's just for today.
You should listen to her, though. The kind of work you do, you'll need to eat something other than sweets. I don't want to see you drop dead in front of my apartment again.
Damn.
I told you, just this once. Have you been hanging out with Becca lately? You're beginning to sound like her.
Nah, just for some recipes. But she has the right to worry, you know? It's like she's taking care of 2 kids. One bitches on sweets, while the other on cup noodles.
This is some harsh words, Zach.
At least Bella knows how to cook.
Hey, I can at least boil something.
Dang. Nothing wrong with strawberries. Hell yeah. Frosting probably has fruit in it too.
Wait, that's easy, right? I mean, you just put water in and...
No, don't even think about it. You destroyed your own kitchen once by sticking a pressure cooker on it. I think my sister is a whole lot better than you. And this is coming from someone who has no other choice but to eat her cooking for some time.
Dang. Damn, Zach's getting pretty animated about this. Psh. Food's important, my dude. We all get it. To be fair, he generally appears offended by the last remark. Hate is too strong of a word to describe how Sis and him usually interact whenever they're in the same room. Noodles get boiled. Clap, clap. Though, whatever appropriate word it is, I can say with most certainty that the feel is mutual for both. Ash thinks she nags too much, while Sis thinks he's a trouble magnet I should stay away from. They're both technically right in their assessment.
How's your sister, by the way? Still bullying white guys?
Oh, here we go. Oh, snap. I know my opinion, but I'll wait some time for the people to state theirs, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm picking, though. I'm pretty sure what I aligned with the viewers is pretty much the same. We'll find out, though. Cool, I'm just gonna go for it.
You do know she's married to one now.
I hope she doesn't end up poisoning him with her cooking.
Dang!
Pot calling the kettle black?
Dang!
She can't be better than me.
Actually, she is now. They're planning to start a restaurant sometime in the future.
Hey, married boys! Tell them, Melissa.
I was bedridden for days after eating some of the stuff she whipped up. And now you're letting her cook for other people?
Dang.
Don't exaggerate. It was just for one day, and you're the one who refused to leave your apartment. You should come by, though. Sis gave birth a few days ago. Girl,
Whoa! A few days ago! Hell yeah!
I've only seen the pictures. But I might visit sometime after everything's settled down. Too many backlogs to go through for now.
We see eye to eye, Melissa. We got that wavelength. I dig it.
No way in hell. She'll just find something to criticize again. Last time, it was Shirley.
He makes a show of being utterly mortified, though I'm quite sure he doesn't mean any of it. He might not say straight, but I'm pretty sure he enjoys the small visits whenever he can. Something about it reminds him of his own family, sort of like making up for the one he never got back after his parents separated. Sore spot on that topic. The one thing he never brings up in any conversation, if he can help it. I've never seen the need to be nosy. There are many wounds you're not meant to open, and for the both of us, the sentiment goes a long way.
As if you ain't already on a shit list. You're just afraid of her.
In your dreams. But I'll think about it. Can't just drop this thing at the moment.
His change in tone is subtle, but his aggravation over the matter hangs completely palpable in the air.
Still no closer?
The opposite, actually. There's been some slip-ups here and there. Careless mistakes, and let's just say I'm waiting for him to make another one.
Ooh. All their conversation sounds like debates. Is that not friendship? Is that not?
What about you? How are things on your end?
All piled up on top of the other. But I can manage. Still recovering from the expenses for the movie, so the surge in new projects helps. And well, there's this one thing.
I didn't expect the music to change, which I really should have in hindsight. The expression of his face grows more puzzled with each photo I spread on the table. It's about 8 of them. It all reprints the same thing. Miss Wright's distorted head on the photos. It takes a minute to go through each, eyeing the prints warily. The fur on his brow doesn't ease after he gathers all of them in one pile and sets them in one neat stack in front of me with a heavy sigh.
Hana, right?
Yeah. How did you...
The locket. She never takes it off. Evan's family heirloom.
Never takes it off. Ooh. I won't even think about asking why or how he knows that. He's investigating them. He's likely already dug up every unimaginable dirt on them, including family.
Are you done with your work with them?
Yesterday, yeah. It's just a small feature for a magazine. Interviews, photos, standard stuff, nothing big. But see, here's the thing. I don't know how else to put this out there without sounding crazy, but there really is something odd with that place. Remember the letter?
He drags in a breath, reaches up his nose and pinches it, like the action alone will help grant him all the patience in the world to keep this conversation.
Please tell me this isn't about that again.
No, Ash, you've got to listen this time.
She's a ghost now with a new locket. It seems like possession. I don't know if it's possession or if she, like, got cursed and is now crazy. Who's to say? It's probably possession, though.
I am listening, and I can't believe that just came out of your mouth. These are some blurred out photos, and that letter is just a stupid prank. I expected this from Isabella, not you.
Dang! Pew 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 pew!
You're the photographer here. I don't see any need to get worked up over this.
I know what you mean, but will you hear me out first?
Give me one fast second. Sorry, I just want to make my mouse wireless because the cord is driving me crazy during this. Ashley's back on the scene, doesn't say anything further. He gestures for me to continue with a wave of his hand, impatience clearly on his face. Any other person telling him this, and he'll walk out without batting an eye. I suppose the only reason he's giving me the benefit of the doubt is because we know each other.
Ash, I don't easily buy into these things as much as you do. Yesterday, though, behind Hana.
He blinks at that, his eyebrow lifting momentarily before settling to a deep frown.
Hana? Since when were you on a first-name basis with the right missus?
Oh, snap.
Why does that even matter?
I thought you said this was just a gig.
Oh, snap! His voice stays level, but the accusation in it is clear as day. It hits a nerve in me somehow, more than that tone usually does. This is actually hard, I feel. I have what I want to pick, but I'm very curious on what the people want. Okay, we got two just the gigs. I attest to that as well. Doesn't racism. Giggle. Patience can be a tough thing to summon at times. But we don't get this far as friends. We don't let our tempers be the lord of us.
Bro, it's really just another freelance work.
He eyes me skeptically, the same stare he reserves for people he interrogates. I've been on the receiving end of it before, early in our friendship. Years later, he'd already got the unimpressed police look down pat.
And there's nothing going on with me and Miss Hana. She was just being friendly. Insisted I call her by her first name. That's all.
I wasn't implying any of that. You're not that sort of guy.
I know, but let's just get that out of the way. The just-in-case elephant in the room scenario, aight? She's a married woman, Jesus!
Not with the image she presents in public.
Oh, shit.
No, but trust me, she ain't any of the things the tabloid writes about her.
Like I read any of those.
Yo, tell him, Ash. Fuck reading.
I know you don't, but keep it in mind, will you?
Will do. Though I can't promise she'll get off scot-free if she's involved. Man, with how you're acting, it feels like I'm doing a solid for your girlfriend.
Cut that out, will you? And I'm not asking you to.
I'm gonna say right now, I said it last time, I'll say it again. Zach's voice actor is really fucking good. Like, I think all the voice actors are really good, but Zach's really pretty up there. She is racist. You know, not as racist, so it's fine, right? Right?
Besides, what's currently going on here is more important.
All right, lay it in.
Recording everything takes the better half of our lunch, but she manages to listen through the entire thing without a snide comment. A feat in itself, actually. At the end of it, Ash merely nods, takes out his phone and seizes himself. Off to a far corner of the cafe for some privacy, if you can afford to have such a place as public as this. He returns in a little while and hands me a small card. We never met the professor, so it's probably relevant to that.
I can't stop you if you're willing to believe in this crap. Give this guy a call. You're better off talking to him than me. He's at the public library now if you want to catch him there. He used to be my professor back in the university.
Oh, no, I don't think that's...
Go on. I already gave him a heads up. You know I can't help you out, man.
He gives my arm a tap and walks off, mumbling about checking back how things are at the precinct. I don't see his face when he leaves, but I know that it's his own little way of helping out despite what he doesn't voice out. Of all the places that never crossed my mind, I end up wandering the public library today, considering I rarely ever visit. Somehow, there's always been this kind of disconnect between me and books in general. Yo, same! Sure, some of them held my attention in my youth during the brief times of the day I was left on my own, with nothing to do. I went through the whole of Grand's collection, as a matter of fact. Read all of them twice or thrice even. But they never did hold it for long. Most never even sticked. Especially after I learned it's simply easier to do things myself if I want to learn stuff. This ain't in the plan in the first place. But after Ashton went through the trouble of contacting Professor, I can't just ignore it. Nothing but quiet greets me inside though. Not the typical mom one would associate with a library, but one akin to a hush period to an impending trouble. I should check this because I was curious. Hey, Ash and I are homies, hell yeah. Don't forget Ethan Frome. You know I'm a reading master, hell yeah. I read all the time. Or perhaps I was just overthinking it. I really like to think I'm just thinking too much about this, that this is just the lack of sleep talking. Regardless, apart from a group of students murmuring in a corner somewhere, the place is free of its usual visitors. I knew it in my heart, I knew it. You know me. I don't read books, I just do. I'm just like Zach. I do find the irony also that I'm technically reading a visual novel, which is technically a book, but we'll ignore that part. All my footsteps echo in a manner unsettling enough to raise the hairs at the back of my neck. Much to my relief, it does not take me long to find him, only the only occupant in this side of the room. Professor Andrew Clark. Does he look like anything? I think he looks unique enough. Okay, I won't criticize. I've never personally met the man, but Ash has spoken highly of him several times. In fact, he is Ash's go-to guy when something's troubling him in a case. My steps are unsure as I approach. At any rate, he greets me with a warm smile like a grandson who he hasn't seen in a long time.
Ashton's friend, I take it. Zachary. You'll have to forgive this old man if I don't get your name right.
Oh, no, you got it. It's Zach. Zachary Steele, Professor Clark.
He gestures at the empty seat across the table when he returns to his books. The next couple of minutes pass in relative silence as he continues to read, take notes from the pile he's accumulated on the table. Maybe I should have taken a book first before heading here. Before I can even get far in that idea, the professor clicks the book shut and sets it atop the stack next to him.
Ashton told me you were hoping to get answers from me. Although I'm not quite sure what I could share, I'll do my best to help.
Of course, there are a lot of things I want to ask. How do we get out of this mess? And the first among tens, hundreds of concerns in my head. But in the presence of someone I barely knew, the thoughts won't form easily. He's nothing but patient over, and with enough time to mull over, a question finally forms.
Do you believe in the paranormal, Professor?
That was very subtle, Zach.
It's supernatural, actually. Don't worry. It's a common mistake to make. But they really are two different things. The other one deals with what we can't explain at the moment, while the other are things we may not have an explanation to.
Ooh.
Here.
He places a couple of papers in front of me. The same one he was reading earlier. A study of Luxembourg's supernatural culture, in a nutshell.
A friend of mine wrote that a few years ago. He took interest in the city after reading about the stories. I have to agree with him here. Even stories dealing with things you don't see with the naked eye can be rife with culture. And this city thrives on it. Just ask the locals.
Like ghosts, for example.
That's such a older thing to say. It's true, though. It's true.
Among other things. The interpretation has changed over the years, though. Various religions, for example, have their own version. It might not always be a spirit now. It could be a memory, or an imprint, an echo, so to speak. Some are born from curses, even, out of great anger, hatred, or pain. There was this one story. Ah, here it is.
Another book was pulled from the stack and placed open atop the papers. All he speaks with such passion that it always made me wonder if some part of him believes these to be true. It is interesting, though, even if I'm personally not a fan of such stories. And soon, hours passed without my notice.
In the end, it asked for something to be sacrificed in order to destroy whatever anchors the Wraith. A sad tale, that one. But the simplest grudge can bring the ugliest, even in the kindest person, with some people none the wiser. Oh, I'm sorry. I just went on.
Nah, it's good. Are you familiar with the Ermengarde Mansion, though?
Of course. That goes without saying. Who hasn't heard of the local legend? Although, word of the mouth is, someone has already bought it.
Ah, yeah. The right couple. It was a close friend who handled that sale.
So I heard. Well, don't think the house being bought by anyone would stop us from talking about it. What is it about the mansion, then?
I just want to ask what you think of it, sir.
We're going to need more than an afternoon for that, young man. You see, it's the kind that has changed over the years, passed down from one person to the next. Sometimes, it's the Lord William who haunts the place. There are versions where it's the lady of the house, but my favorite, a personal favorite, would have to be the ones that followed after the disappearance of the kind daughter.
Well, what about these, then?
There was a moment of hesitation on my part when I pulled out Mr. Wright's photos and laid them all in front of him. Unlike Ashlow, the professor inspects each print with great interest. Gives me some hope, at least.
When were these taken?
Just the other day. Do you think those are the same?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. There were certainly instances when the film would pick up what the human eyes weren't able to see. But then, it could also have been human error.
I didn't edit it in any way. You have my word on that, Professor. They all just came out like that.
Then, if it is what you're thinking, I'd strongly advise against doing something reckless and further tangling with them. Accounts about them may be riveting to you, but most of it often ends in an unpleasant manner.
What about those people in the house? If there is something in there, shouldn't they know? I'm sure they're already familiar with the legends, but...
Some people might deserve it, however.
Oh, shit.
Deserve what, sir?
Oh no, he turned anime! All of a sudden, the tenderness in the professor's eyes disappears, his face becoming unreadable. As though catching himself, he hastily clears his throat, gathers his books, and raises from his seat.
Professor?
I'm sorry. I just remembered something I neglected to do. You'll have to excuse me, Zachary.
All right. Do you need any help with that?
Don't let my looks fool you, son. I can still carry a few hundreds. I've been doing this for years.
Dude.
I'll see you some other time if you have any other questions.
Of course. It was nice knowing you, Professor.
He doesn't hear it, however. In a few short strides, he's at the library, leaving me in every piece of his whole mess amidst the oppressive stillness. Yeah, that's pretty sloppy. Come on, Professor. Among the answers gleaned, more questions surfaced. If there is even a single way out of this, I hope we can find it soon. English hard. Yeah, I was like, just leave me with the mess? Are you serious? Like, come on. The moon is well into the night sky by the time I make it back home. My heavy treads and the sound of traffic outside echoing in my ears, filling the empty room with semblance of life. It's just not a reason to serve together. So what he's trying to say, I get it. Nana would scold me if she ever hears me walk like that. But after today, I can't really give a damn about everything. I don't know. I definitely got your last message, guy. That was loud and clear. The mattress creaks under my weight as I unceremoniously flop down on it, and I find myself looking at the paper under my grip. An invitation and a request to cover an event. The Wrights' welcoming party. Tomorrow evening. If only it were that easy, but it'll give me a chance to talk to her. About that thing in her house. With a sigh, I let my hand fall on the side of the bed along with the invitation. I'll think about it tomorrow when my head isn't muddled with thoughts of a headless woman and haunting smiles of a ghost. There were messages before that? Alas, we... Pause for effect. Belated, it occurs to me that the last meal I ate had been the one with Ashton. And an empty, gnawing ache makes itself known, and I can't bring myself to stand up. I hope they return, because I do love them comments, Gaia. I don't know what's the issue. Maybe an internet issue? She was a complete waste of time, and frankly, a disappointment. I don't like this. The lack of certainty, the disquiet, the lack of settled ground to stand on, the part where I do not know what will come tomorrow. Ever since that damn letter, everything's been thrown out of the loop. I wish everything stayed the same. Routine has been easier to make sense of than this. Closing my eyes, I let the noise from the street below lull me to sleep. At the very least, it's the only thing that hasn't changed. I'm gonna check this fast. It's the 29th now. So, Hannah met my wife. Great. Okay, so we skipped like 2 days, I believe. Yeah, today's the party. No, tomorrow. It's the day after the party. Hannah's cursed! Great. Happens to me sometimes, the messages show up to me. That's so weird. I gotta figure that out or something. The melody carries from the hall long before I can cross the threshold. Solemn and gentle and soothing, a reminder of what home is. Pause, firm but meaningful gaze. Ma's wistful smiles, the warm rays filtering through the eaves at sunset, the distinct smell of wet earth and leaves after a long day's rain in our room. The room. Ma and Pa's pride and joy, a place we were once promised several springs ago, yet it won't stop.
No, wait! Come back! I'll be good this time! Please don't leave! Please stay!
The floorboards are cold under my feet, more than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing ceases and Pa. I can't hear Pa. Not above the raucous clanging and deafening roar of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. Forgot about the random screams. Not really random. They happened before, I just forgot. Your comments are like bits to me, Jeffy. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for coming. There is only the blinding fear. But when the light breaks. Oh, hey. Thanks for being here, Jeffy. Her skin has taken a sickly pale color. Raw in most parts, blood dripping from every open gash and lesion on her body. Bony hands grip Hannah's neck like a noose, staining the skin underneath with a vibrant shade of scarlet. Nothing but malice fills the gleam in her eyes. A scream ripples through the air. There's a lot of screaming in this one. My body feels distinct. Make it rain. Every limb heavy with lead, all unable to move at will. Not even so I wiped the bead of sweat forming at my temple. Harassing my breath easily fills the room in the wee hours, while I force it back with a steady rhythm. It's a weird scream, I will agree. Did we hear that scream before at a certain moment? I feel like we did. Here goes, please haunt this racist woman. There's a tightness in my chest I can't shake off, my heart pounding against it as if it's about to burst out. Something cold has settled my legs. Not the usual chill that comes and goes with the passing breeze from the window, but one strong enough to sting, shackle, and leave a frigid sensation creeping in my skin. With every struggle I make, the pressure winds firmly around my legs, tighter and tighter and tighter, all until it becomes too much. My heart stops. Another draft sweeps into the room and brings with it the iron tang of blood. Thick, suffocating. Filling my nose with a foul, sickening spell as I shift my gaze downwards and it slowly comes into view. Ooh. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Mouth stretched in a hideous smile and eyes brimming with nothing but madness. The stench of gore taints the air around me and I can't look away. From the death and terror of her uncanny, twisted features alone, scream. I don't know if you're even supposed to like Hana. Part of me feels like you do, part of me feels like you don't. Yeah, I'm ready for this QTE, let go. What's this creepy weave shit? It's not creepy. We're just hanging with a girl. Hell yeah. I try to open my mouth to shout, as to ask for help, but my heart has left my body altogether. I'm gonna save. This is a good time to save. Let's save here. All I have is the painful realization that there's no kind of plea will ever save me from her. That's only the bedroom. I did not expect the animation. That was really good. That made me pause for a second. That may be the first time in this game where I actually felt a little unsettled. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This game's good. I will do everything in my power to make sure Zack and my wife don't die. Whether it happens or not, I can't guarantee it, but I'll do everything in my power. I did not experiment with Mixer. I actually thought the interface with Mixer was really bad, but who am I to, who am I to say? Yeah, I was like, dang, I didn't think it'd move. The brutal plunge back into myself jerks me awake. There was no ear-splitting scream, no wild thrashing of limbs, just a painful, constricting awareness that something has wound itself tightly around my neck. I waste no seconds pulling it, a blanket away, but allow myself a few seconds to steady my breath before getting off the bed. Inhale, hold, exhale. 1 step, 2 steps, 3. But the dreams have gotten worse. Ever since 2 days ago, no longer are they the small, cursory flashes that I'm used to, but the ones that linger. I can still feel the blood on my hands, the putrid smell of rotting flesh, the sickening crunch of bones breaking with every movement, and her cold, chilling eyes as they bore into me. I draw into one long, ragged breath. Before I knew it, I'm walking out the door. Even the waking world, it reeks. Ah, the water is back. Fuck yeah. A bench at the park is far from the most private place for thoughts in Luxborn, considering its location at the heart of a bustling city. But in the early hours of the morning, it provides enough peace and quiet for my poor, problematic soul, who happens to wander here. The city is just waking up, a little later than usual. But knowing what day it is, one can't fault it for being a little tardy just this once. Yet neither the pleasant morning chill nor the soft twittering of birds does anything to banish the images. Every single one has rooted itself in its head, and its claws digging deep and was no longer a safe place to hide in.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
What?
London Bridge is falling down.
Yeah.
My fair lady.
What?
Take a key and lock him up.
Huh.
Lock him up.
Huh.
Lock him up.
Huh.
Take a key and lock him up.
What?
My fair
Lady! It used to be easy.
London
Oh
Bridge
crap,
is
okay, I'll read fast.
falling
It used to be easy
down,
following some
falling
pretense
down.
of peace under the guise of sheer
London Bridge is
optimism, following regular
falling
routine.
down.
Now I don't know what to make of it. Sometimes it's easier to run, easier to hide when everything's falling apart. That way you don't have to be the first to witness when it does. It worked when things went bad at the movie after all. It also worked when Mom and Pop were taken from us. Why is this repeating? Maybe it's better if I just... Oh, there we go. Oh, thank God. This is the scariest part of the game so far, I'll be real. Okay, let me actually process what I was reading. Cool. So... I don't want to talk to children. I'll see if I can clip it just for you guys. The tiny voice gives me a pause. I know, I was like, oh God, is this the horror part of the game? When I look up, a little girl, maybe 6 or 7, is peering at me. She has anime hair! She's probably a protagonist! Or an antagonist, I guess. Two wide eyes, overflowing with what can be the natural curiosity one typically sees in children. I vaguely note the same Goretti uniform she's wearing before returning her greeting.
Hey kid.
Kylie.
Kylie?
Kylie?
That's my name.
This is gonna hurt.
Mama said it's rude not to call people by their names.
Well, tell him, Kylie. She then flops down on the empty space beside me. Her little legs, still too short to touch the ground, swings in tune with a song she hums under her breath. I don't mind kids. Nana would usually invite the ones in her old neighborhood to give them treats. Of course, by then, Sis and I were too old to play with them, but you get used to the commotion eventually. It's not completely as unpleasant as most people would imply. Oh, I don't know. Kylie seems to be a well-behaved kid after all.
Oh, Sorry,
Yeah, the fear.
nice to meet you, Kylie. Is Mama here?
No, but my big brother's with me.
Ooh, do you think it's gonna be someone we know? Now's your chance. Now's your chance to pull down the stacks of cash. Do we know Kylie's brother? Have we seen him before? Vote. Yes or no? It really doesn't matter, I guess.
He's taking pictures with his camera over there.
She points to the far end of the park, the one closest to the street where a kid is taking shots of something above him. It doesn't look to be birds because all there is on that side of the park are
I
buildings.
don't see what's so interesting with the tip of a building, though. I'd take pictures of dogs if I were him. They're cuter.
I don't know if Kylie's voice actress is phenomenal or it is driving me crazy. Because I don't know if she's supposed to drive me crazy or if I am just mentally damaged currently. It's hard to say.
Do you have a camera too, mister?
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm actually a photographer.
Mama said I'm too young to get a camera.
I'm sure your mama will eventually give you one.
This kid is on a level that I can't comprehend, Gaia. 100%.
But won't you be late for school like this?
Big brother will get us there on time. Rowan promised Papa.
I mean, on one end, fuck yeah, pictures of dogs. On the other hand, talking to random kids, not really on my list.
We aren't going to be late. It's sports day. So it's not good if you keep looking like that today.
Also, she's telling me about sports day. She's the harbinger of doom, for sure.
If it ends up raining and we lose, it's your fault.
Alright, I'll try not to upset the clouds today, kid.
Is it because you're sick, mister?
Oh shit. Before I know it, a smile spread over my face. These just say kids ask the toughest questions sometimes. They sure do, with how sincere Kylie looks. Lying feels like doing her a huge disservice.
No, not sick. Just having a very, very bad day.
Why is that? Is that like when my big brother ate all of my pudding? He did that once and then cried. It wasn't very nice of him.
Oh, tell him, Kylie.
Yeah, I think so. You see, there's this mean girl. She's giving my friends and I a lot of trouble. Hard to keep up when things are like that, you know? Especially when you can't do anything. It's kind of scary. Makes you wish things will just stay as peaceful as they used to be.
Maybe she just wants to be friends with you?
I highly doubt that. She already hurt one of my friends.
Oh shit.
What if she's just sad? Or maybe she just wants help. That's what happened with Melody. I let her borrow my crayon when she left hers. Now we're playmates.
I know this is anime, and I really shouldn't hate. But, hold on. But like, aren't her eyes super big for a kid? Like, I know this is anime. I know, I get it. Is it just me? Oh, whatever, doesn't matter.
It's not really the same thing, Kylie. What she did, they're pretty bad things.
Oh shit.
I still think there's another reason.
Do you think this is the ghost? Do you think the ghost came to life and is Kylie roleplayer right now?
Did you try talking to her? That's what Mama said I should do.
I don't think that'll work either.
It just has an anime intro, guy.
You haven't even tried yet. You sound like Rowan. You're just scared, mister.
What if she actually is the reincarnation or fucking is the ghost, but in scary girl form? I don't fucking know. That strikes a chord. Maybe it's the honesty in her tone and simply the truth in her words itself. No, it's just the kid. Let me have my crackpot theories. I don't know why, but I can't help it. I laugh. Loud enough to disturb an elderly couple taking a leisurely walk nearby. Why would... You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna ask.
Why are you laughing?
That's nothing. You're a really smart kid, you know that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, she's very creepy, and I don't know if it's just because a random kid appeared in this game, or if I'm just paranoid as fuck, or if she's actually as creepy, but I don't trust her is all I'm saying. I know she's like 5, but I don't trust her. That's what I've been doing, ain't it? Go full speed ahead when backtrack when the going gets tough. Stay in my safe zone because that's all I know. Once Dr. Naravo said I should be the first one willing to deal with my problems for anyone else. I didn't show up at the next appointment after that, but he's right. Though I hate to admit it, knowing what I've seen, the kid makes a good point too. I've been so caught up thinking there might not be a way out. Maybe there isn't, or maybe there is, but it doesn't mean that I should leave it up to fate. Aren't spirits supposed to be humans too? Hold on, let me read this shit. Wait, 27th? I thought it was the 29th! Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. Camera, day after. Okay. Different update. Got it. Today is the 29th. Okay, cool. We're Gucci. I just want to be sure. Can't trust 5-year-olds. Fuck yeah. Tell them, Gaia. Have people they cared about lived a life of their own, smile and laugh like the rest of us does? Does it really lose it all after death?
You better get to school, though, or you'll miss sports day. You should have won yourself some awards, alright?
Alright. Can I show it to you when I do? That can cheer people up, right?
This is her brother calls for her, and I take that as a sign to leave. I have things to do, to face. The first few steps is.
Nah, I'm good now, I think. Thanks to you. Besides, Mister needs to go, but you should show it to Mama and Papa. I'm sure they'll be proud of you, Kylie.
I will. Thanks, mister. Bye.
I gave her a little pat on the head before heading my way. A small gesture of thanks from a stranger she didn't know she might have found. She might understand it now, even though at such a young age, she already has this understanding of things, maybe when she's older. When the world no longer seems too big for her.
But aren't you going to help me, mister?
Oh shit! Here it comes!
With what?
Confused, I glance back. Oh, fuck it! Whatever cheer our little talk brought has vanished into the shadows, suddenly dancing in my eyes. This frigid air is definitely not the morning chill should feel like. Bitter, stinging, and welcoming. And the kid?
What do you think, mister? Are you going to help me?
What do you want from us?
Oh shit. The response never comes, however. Because when I blinked, gone.
Hello? Mister? Are you okay?
Oh man, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't think she's possessed though, but maybe fucking who knows. For several passing seconds, I let my stare linger on my face, waiting for any sign of another change. Show the letter. All that remains in there is the carefree smile of a child. None of the spirit, none of the cold, bloody smile.
Nothing, huh? I really need to go, Kylie. It was nice meeting you.
See you again, mister!
I break into a run. I don't look back, not even as I bump into a couple of passerbyers as soon as I'm out of the busy streets. Going insane. This is what it is. If we don't do something soon, we all will be. Yeah. The Tremors follows me even if I get home. I had hoped a little stroll around the block for a few hours would help. Instead, I am saluted with more images of her smile, the loathing in her eyes, the stench of gore, the horror crunches that come with every movement she makes. Even old memories have been sullied by her, and Ma's song no longer sounds as sweet as it meant to be. In the end, all I get is a sinking feeling I will never get rid of her image. Another ridiculous idea that may or may not even work. The sun is already hanging low on the horizon when I get back. For the first time, coming home feels more like a chore. Only I didn't arrive to an empty room. Because as soon as I open the door, I'm greeted by none other than...
Sup, Z-Man?
Yeah, it had to be. If it wasn't Ash, it'd be really fucking weird.
I told you we should have called him before going here.
Oh, I didn't think there would be other people.
It's fine.
It's Ash and I see, first, sitting comfortably on my couch, munching on a bag of chips with both feet propped atop the coffee table. Whatever proverbial stone has made a home at the pit of my stomach automatically flies right out the window at the sight of him. Before any exasperation can set in, my attention is taken by the other occupant in the room. Isabella perches at the only chair in the room, attempting to make herself smaller, it seems, from how closely she's hugging her arms against it. Nevertheless, she gives me a small smile when she notices my stare. If somehow there isn't any warmth in it like it's supposed to have.
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment. And stop calling me Z-Man!
Let's see you again, child.
I didn't break anything this time.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to. And, hey, is that my...
Ash smirks at me, because of course he has the gall to be smirking when knowing what he did. He pops in whatever's left of the very last piece of chip into his mouth and folds the wrapper neatly on the table before throwing it into the nearby trash. Yeah, it's true. Maybe it's some friendship dynamic we don't see. From her chair, Isabella shoots an apologetic smile as soon as the foil hits the waste bin with a dull thunk. Common sense dictates I should be angry, but after everything, having something normal play out in front of me, no matter how childish their antics can beget, I can't bring myself to muster even a tidbit of it. Behind me, the television starts blaring the music from the end credits of a movie. Well, so once again, I don't hate Ash, I don't like Ash, I'm very neutral toward Ash. I have no real opinion on Ash so far. Yeah, cool, handsome dude, does what he wants, fuck the rules, blah blah blah. He is kind of an asshole sometimes, didn't Tisk? He's got his pros and cons, I will say. He's not high on my list, he's not low on my list, he's like right in the middle. They've likely been waiting for a while if Ash has gotten impatient enough to rummage through my cupboards and watch something.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend.
Yeah, I can see why he's irritating to you though, for sure. I can see it.
Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know? What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food?
Dig.
What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Ash only shrugs at the questions in my eyes. I can't be the one who finds this vibe she's giving off to be odd. The guy who has no doubt already caught wind of it. Do we know anything that happened to Isabella since what's happened before? I don't think so, right?
Aye. But if you want something, just say so. I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do. Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for.
We do? Like, I know she got the horror thing that happened. She ran to Zach at the beginning of this chapter, but we don't know anything that happens when she's off screen at this point, right? Question mark? Right, and then after she leaves, I mean. When she leaves Zach's after that fiasco with Ash. Yeah.
Ash, he's the one who...
She casts a brief glance at Ash, and in an instant he sits up. Every trace of amusement is gone from his face as he claps his hand in front of him and leans forward. A musical gesture meant to ease, yet the grim expression on him tells a different story altogether.
Alright, you two, what's this about? I don't like those looks. What I said was weird, I'm aware of that. But I'm not taking it back. Isabella's not the only one here who's seen it.
A short but tense pause follows up. They're both stalling. Under normal circumstances, I'd wait. But with these two, the more he forces it, the more they'll clamp down on it. As a handful of seconds continue to slip by, the unsettling feeling in me also grows with it. Soon it turns to impatience. Before I demand a response, though, one of them finally speaks up. I don't know when you left, Harry, but... Oh, after the kid left? No, just Ash and Isabella are here. They have something to tell us. We don't know what it is yet. They went about their day. We don't know what happened. Yeah, we don't know. Okay, cool. It's Ash who breaks the phrase.
I'm not asking you to. No, you're right. There really are some odd things going on here lately.
How is everything with you lately, Zach?
Hold on, Ash. Both of you. Did I just hear you say that? Is this why Isabella's here? Has something happened?
Calm down, we're just here to check on things. So, did you meet Andrew about the photos?
What photographs?
Said photographs have been sitting untouched since the day I dumped them in my drawer. Isabella goes very still when I hand her the small stack. To her credit, she's not flinched like I'm expecting her to. She flips through each of it in silence. While her eyes remain strangely calm, her hands give rigid and her mouth has set into a thin line. She, out of all people, understands what this means. In hindsight, she should have been the one I approached before.
What did Andrew say about them?
It could be one, but there's no guarantee it's a supernatural thing. It doesn't always happen. So, that's a dead end right there. Now that I think about it, bothering that guy for this feels pretty silly now. But with the dreams lately...
That's all? Did he say anything about the damn letter at all? Did you ask him even?
I paused, glancing at him skeptically. I don't know where this sudden curiosity is coming from. But if Ashton, calm, cool, collected, always logical Ashton, takes interest in this, something or someone must have fucked shit up somewhere. Or the world is ending. Seconds passed. The apocalypse I'm expected to go along with it doesn't
Yeah,
recover.
that's really everything. The letter kind of slipped my mind. The photos were more important at that time. There was some stuff about the local horror stories, though. Talked about the curses, and he was really fascinated with the story about a wraith asking for a sacrifice to move on. Kinda nasty if you ask me. But it does make sense if you simply go along with it. I'm not sure how this will help in the grand scheme of things. Why are you asking about this anyway?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait. Stop right there for a sec, Bella. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
Are you sure you even have the time? Ain't you busy with your current case?
Excuse me.
I got taken off that one.
You didn't say you were taken off your case.
I just got the news this morning. Apparently the higher-ups think I'm doing a horrendous job at it. It doesn't matter though. If these two cases are connected like I initially thought, then regardless, I'm on the right track.
Are you sure we should even be doing this?
Doing what exactly?
There's someplace we'll visit after this.
Too vague for comfort, Ash. And please don't tell me you're bringing her with you.
His affirmation comes in the form of a stare, but that alone says all I need to know. What I point out gives me pause, though, and his voice is thick with hesitation when he addresses Isabella.
You know what? Zach's right, Isabella. You don't have to come with me.
Oh shit, she ain't gonna like that.
It's not myself I'm worried about. It's you.
Oh shit, she didn't like that.
I'll just do this myself, if it'll get you into more trouble with your superiors. At least I can make up an excuse why I need to be there.
Don't be ridiculous. You're not walking in there without me. Besides, I think it's a little too late to back out now.
Oh shit, everything's going weird.
Have you two seen the news this morning?
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
The change in the air around her, while small, cannot have gone unnoticed, and it takes every willpower not to ask. Probably the only thing reigning in my curiosity is the fact that Ash himself hasn't even brought it up either.
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Ooh. He grabs the remote and cycles through numerous channels until he gets to a news report about another guy who's been found dead in the early hours of the morning today. Burned alive this time. Oddly, no fire has spread, and whatever damage has been contained within the place the body was found. The room itself, however, has been completely vandalized. Help me. Help me. Help me. Another murder, the authorities claimed. Isabella and I knew better. None of us shifts even after the report ends, but the room has gone... The room has suddenly felt stifling. Ashton's eyes have gone hooded with what appears to be restrained anger, and the remote in his hands creaks mildly under his grip. The stone is back in my stomach. The tiny little thing gripping my insides, growing with every passing second as the dread sinks in. In the thick of it, Isabella's voice is the only thing that breaks the hush. A small, weak thing on its own that wavers unevenly between words, but every syllable heavily with meaning.
This is because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
I don't know about that. When it all fades, all that's left in the ear is hurt, doubt, and fear. All we can do is cope. Ooh. I think I know what the answer here should be, but I'm curious what the people want. What do the people want? I don't think Ash did anything douchey in this scenario. Maybe I missed something, but... we can fix this. I feel like we can fix this is definitely the right answer currently. Give some positive mojo in the atmosphere. You know what, Melissa? Your words were all I needed. Streamer's choice. We can fix this because Support. I love it. Hell yeah.
It ain't too late. We could still fix this. There's 3 of us here.
Let me see what happened. Ooh, they like that. Mucho bueno. I'm gonna save.
4 if you count Rebecca.
Aww. Kiss kiss.
No, she's staying away from this.
She lifts her gaze at me, eyes steady, and shoulders sore as she holds it against the baffled look I give her. Although the next second, it immediately softens and takes me by surprise nevertheless. In these brief moments, it's like I face a completely different person.
I don't want to involve her in this any more than I already have. Both of you as well.
I already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop asking.
Still in all, that's 2 extra heads who can do the thinking. Between us 3, I'm sure we'll figure something out pretty soon.
Don't make this whole thing sound like it's a piece of cake to deal with.
It ain't. But better than sitting around, yeah? Plan is still a plan.
You're going to shoot yourself in the foot one day with that kind of thinking. We don't even know who's doing this. The last 2 murders might just be similar incidents done by 2 different suspects.
Hasn't stopped you from going after them before. Remember that time when you...
Oh shit.
Okay, stop right there. There will be no retelling of that incident today, Z-Man. Or ever.
Keep calling me Z-Man and maybe I will.
Suddenly Isabella laughs. Though muffled by her hands, it rings light and easy against the thick tension of the room. Still a far cry from the usual cheer she brings, but still a welcome shift in the otherwise dreary room.
Thanks, you two.
I'll tell you about it when he's not around.
Give it up, Z-Man. She's not interested.
Who says I'm not?
Ash makes a face, but chuckles at the jest despite himself.
Why am I even friends with you two?
Like this, most of our worries ebb away, if only for a few moments. They take their leave mere minutes close to sundown. But regardless of the lighter mood, little has been said of their plans, only vague hints of what they're aiming to do after. Well, that ain't any of my business to know. Something about this whole thing still gnaws at me. A tiny passing thought urges me to do something as well. At this hour, the streets are once again busy with people heading home after a hard day's work. Little of the bustle matters to them as they step out of the crowded walkway, however. Ash especially. There's only his goal in mind, and I wager there's nothing I can do to stop him at this point. He's probably decided on it long before they made the decision to drop by. But despite this, Isabella lags behind. A worry creases back on her forehead as she watches Ash leave to get his car.
Something wrong, Bella?
No, actually, can you check on Becca for me after this? I really didn't get the chance to tell her where I'm headed off to. Tell her I'm okay, and we're... No, just that. That's all.
You sure I should skip on that part? If she finds out about this, she'll be angry. I don't really want to deal with angry Rebecca. It gives me a stomachache just thinking about it.
Neither do I, but I'll handle it if she gets mad. Just make sure she's safe and tell her to be careful. You too. Take care of yourself.
Almost abruptly, she pauses, the gaze in her eyes hardening as she lapses into another one of those long, distant silences from earlier. This ain't just because of the whole fiasco with the letter.
I don't want what happened to Rose to happen to you guys as well.
This one cut deeper. Before I ask about it, Ashton returns, casually swinging his car keys in one hand and gesturing at
Come on,
Isabella.
we don't have much time. Shirley's waiting.
Who's sure? Oh, right. Don't answer that. I don't want to hear it, you huge dork.
Says the person who gave her stuffed toys names. Batcat? Really?
Batcat's a hype name. Haters gonna hate.
It's cute. Yours is just weird. I'll see you later, Zach.
She spares me another smile as I watch her walk off. Only now did it occur to me that none of those she gave today ever did reach her eyes. I make a grab for the back of Ash's parka. He staggers briefly before correcting himself and shooting me a confused stare.
Is she alright?
What? Who's okay?
Isabella. She's been, I don't know, out of it today? Did something happen earlier?
Skull on his face as
She's
well.
actually been like that this morning. I'll ask, but...
Just do me a favor and watch over her. We have no idea what we're dealing with. I don't know what happened to her since the last time I saw her.
Same.
But from how she's been doing today, whatever it is, seems like a pretty big deal. Wait, you didn't annoy her again, did you? Because I swear to God, if you did, you've got another thing coming for you.
What? No. Why would I?
I'm just asking. I'll take your word for it. But if you can find out what's bothering her, that'd be nice. Honestly, I don't think it's the letter this time.
I'll see what I can do.
Make sure you keep yourself out of harm's way, alright?
Yeah, you too. Don't do anything reckless again.
Reckless, no. But I can't make you to promise I won't do anything. After seeing that, there's no way in hell I'm going to pretend there ain't a problem when there is. This is a really big one, and I'll be damned if I let anything happen to you guys while I sit here. I'm done running when things get tough.
Damn. Tell him. I don't know, I think you guys just hate Ash more than I do. Well, I don't like him, but I'm like neutral toward him. He's about to argue for a moment.
Look, bro, if things ain't good, I'll be the first one out. But allow me this one thing, aight? Just this one time. If it doesn't work out, you'll be the first one to know. You can laugh then, or berate me all you want, but please don't ask me to step aside like I'm incapable of doing anything to help.
No idea of this look on my face or the tone of my voice. Although though, his mouth presses through a thin line as he nods.
Alright, stay safe, Zach.
When he stumbles into the sidewalk and allows the afternoon crowd to swallow him whole, I like to think the tiny gleam in his eyes is the closest we get to optimism in the situation. Whether that alone will be enough to give me a peaceful smile tonight remains to be said. Ooh, we're past days! Night falls, and despite my best attempts, sleep continues to elude me. With their image still in my head, flashing every moment it catches me off guard, with Ma's lullaby still echoing in my ears, no longer the soft tone it used to be. And the terrible gnawing at the pit of my stomach, it's no wonder I can't bring myself to drift off even for a little bit. It's not as if there is a complete lack of things to do while waiting for sleep to come, if it ever will. At 2:45 in the morning, I found myself cleaning my photography equipment for no reason other than the pastime. Though if I'm going to be honest, it's not the night terrors that keep me wide awake tonight, but the anxiety and hope I'll hear from Ash or Isabella soon. From what appears to be 40-second time, my eyes shift over to the end of the table where my phone lies still. I've not heard from them since they left. They haven't promised to call, of course, but a part of me wishes that they would have the common sense at the very least. Waiting for a tough game, with the concern stretching over the minutes far longer than usual, it's impossible for more unpleasant things not to enter my mind. Moreover, it does not help that when the clock finally strikes 3, my hand stills. It would be a complete and utter lie in my heart didn't leap straight in my throat at the brief second. I think it's a good time to save. It's a good time to save. My whole body's gone motionless, ears straining for my further sounds. A couple of 10 seconds pass. Nothing. Of course, with how old the building is staying in, power fluctuates and anything new. Every now and then this would happen, leaving a few times in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years of living here. But this time the sudden hush brings with it a stillness that raises the hair on the back of my neck and sends my heart beating hard against my chest. No pressure, sweat. Everything reeks in the air, and instantly this place is no longer home. It's a prison. Every rational fiber of my being streams from the room. I force myself to swallow and keep a clear head as I lie down on my cleaning tools and begin gathering together the rest of my things scattered about the table. The camera's body, lenses, filters, diffuser, phone, anything my hand can reach, but in the resulting panic like nightmares is the scent that reaches me first, followed by the smell, filling my lungs with a heavy sniff of death. My fingers clamp together to the camera, holding it close to my body, with the tiny finger providing enough protection to whatever it is with me in the room. It won't. Time to save over this thing. Hell yeah. It's the only comfort I have. And knowing whoever she is, she had once been human. Perhaps not all of it is gone. Perhaps some of it still is.
Hello? I know you're in here. What do you want?
Something moves behind me, soft scuttling over the walls, followed by the squelch and painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. Without hesitation, I whirl around, my fingers and camera ready, waiting patiently for another movement.
I can help you. Whatever it is that keeps you here, I can help. That's what the letter's for, ain't it? You don't have to keep taking people's lives.
Why did the music go away? There's a brief moment of silence after, and after a short while, I think my pleas worked. He's gonna fuck me up. Though with no warning, the shuffling resumes, along with it, the sounds of a woman. Oh shit. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Look around. What? I'm so confused! I'm so confused! What am I supposed to do? I'm gonna die right now, I'm telling you right now, because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do! I'm so confused! I'm so confused right now. Oh, I found it! I found it 3%! The light flash was fleeting one last time, allowing me a glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before once again lost in the darkness. I know I should be very scared right now, but I'm actually super proud I saw that at 3%, so... one emotion is overcoming another emotion currently. All of a sudden her tone changes, no longer a soft cry, but a high-pitched shriek, brimming with brief pain, grief, and anger. Because I feel like I went through anxiety. I'm sorry, Gaia. I believe in you, though. We can do this. Don't get to look away, I totally understand. A reaction occurs, I mustard flees my body at the sound. The next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob. I'm wrenching the door open. Her well's following as I flee into the night. Pacing has always been more of Ash's thing than mine. Whenever I want to think, I sit and let the minutes trick by until an idea comes to my mind, or my mind pulses down. But yet, dried leaves and twigs crack up under my shoes as I make another pass at them. Terror soon mounts to straight what it is. There's no in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading won't work. The moment we saw that letter, she's been after us.
But I can't run. Not this time.
Nearly 2 hours have passed since I've left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 shooting hours since I've been making calls. No one's answering. Not even Rebecca, who's always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella frequently checks her for any messages and rarely responds as soon as she can afford. Does not help that Ash hasn't said a single word where he went off to as well.
Damn it! I knew I should have asked him before I let him leave.
Knowing him, he could be anywhere. But there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. The sun has already peaked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I get there. There's Ashton, first and foremost. A part of me wishes my assumption are correct and he really somewhere close by on that stakeout. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. After I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I could find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. He can't be too far if he really is, but if he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there's only silence, the kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, obliviously to what's happening around it, a small island of stillness, in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Anslome seems at odds with the rest of Luxborn. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsing with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. It's not surprising the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hollowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looks ominously. And now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is here, I've still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen, what's in their home. And whatever grievances Ash has with them doesn't matter. I don't like this, because the lady possessed. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. I'm sure Isabella would want the same. I head straight to their door with a second thought. Here's a few rings, the sound loud above the forbidding stillness, before I hear footsteps on the other side.
God and Bennett, only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour.
Oh shit, he's home. Oh shit, he's home. Sweats hard.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Before long, the door... Is there an aura? I feel like there's an aura. Long before the door swings widely open, with Mr. Luke Rice standing behind it. Seeming with completely an understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him a suspect.
You? How the hell did you get in here?
He's at the front door, right?
What in 7 hells do you want? It's bloody 6 in the morning!
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time. Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't. Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Before I get a word, he slams the door in my face and pulls it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if it was Mrs. Wright. Who am I kidding? It's definitely Nora, but it's just the alcoholistic. Damn! There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. And again, I don't believe Isabella when she warns us. And now I'm here, desperately trying to save people, even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? If so, there is one horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel uneasy.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do? What did they do to you? I can help you, you know? If it'll let you move on, I'll gladly do so.
Raises man down. Definitely one will happen to the other. I'm pretty sure we got a villain, though.
You don't have to kill anyone.
Yeah, tell them, Gaia. Oh, sorry, I should read that line. Nothing. I don't even know who I'm asking to, or if a sane person was to be doing that. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Or perhaps it's just me losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hand slide off the door's surface and fall asleep to my sides. I can go back to Luxborn, try to find the others. Try to get out of this mess with them. Or let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my learning here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxborn, but if I hurry, maybe it'll... The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for any other movement around me. This is another QT, I swear to God.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is there, I just missed him earlier. Already my feet are moving to search for him a second time. It won't hurt to double check. Triple check even. With how big the property is, he could be anywhere. If things aren't urgent, if they ain't so dire that lives are at stake, I'd probably have waited for him to show up again. Zach get the ghost. You don't have to kill anyone. Me get the ghost now. Kill them all. Fuck yeah.
But damn it, he needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
That is not just a petty criminal who can be simply thrown in jail. That it's something beyond the authority his police badge can ever give him. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero. Sit down and chill. I'm breathing clump and short, shallow rasp by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of them. I'm beginning to think I'm wasting my time here. But this is when I hear it. I recognize the melody in a heartbeat. Ma's favorite song. I listened for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. My feet starts moving before I can stop them. And there it is as I circle a corner. From a room on the first floor. A single window is open. I can't make out whoever's inside. Or I'm sure the singing comes from there. Still, why I'll hear an old tube here of all places I don't know. Oops. It's not an obscure song by any means, but it is pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, that seems to follow the song around. Panic lodged itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever's humming it might be... I don't want to be pessimistic now, but on the off chance, then is it Miss Wright? Did we not just hear screaming?
Shit.
I shouldn't have barged in there. I could put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me some of the exact same words. Might even write me a dissertation why it's a bad idea if he ain't so lazy. But damn it, oh god damn it. Oh snap! This is actually super hard, I feel. Keep looking for Ash or enter the open window. I know what I'd do in this scenario, but I'm very curious what you guys would do. We def her screaming, for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree. Entering the open window is bad. One, for both the reasons you're saying. And two, because she's fucking possessed right now. So even if she's on the good side, she ain't gonna be on the good side for long. So I'm gonna save, though. I feel like this is a very important. Yeah, tell him, Gaia. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. Mind your own business. The half that spent too much time around Ash. That's right, though, the reasonable part. I do force my way in and find something unpleasant. How am I gonna fight back with my camera? Yo, tell him, Harry! No, that's the hard path. No matter where you look at it, it's simply looking for a
I have a
painful
better chance if I find Ash. What's he stupid about?
Perhaps I should try the forest, make a round further into the gardens. Not a sound plan, but it's better than nothing. No one stops has decided by now, by some means. Once an album to the point where I'm wondering if I truly heard what I heard. I get to dwell much on it because right in the moment my phone rings. The sharp notes cutting pierce through the thick quietude. I clap my hand over it. I press the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
I only caught the tail end of the person's greeting at the other side, but I know the voice well.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
I shut my gaze into the mansion, specifically at the window I heard the cries from. There's nothing of it now, not even echoes.
How urgent is this?
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
That gives me pause. It's a rare thing for him to take that
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two, tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
I rush back on my bike as soon as the call ends. Without another look, I leave the mansion along with this haunting melodies that grim echoes behind. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. Oh shit! We did it! I would like to point out, Marianne 1 is a fucking weeb, and 2, Marianne has literally of a picture of a girl, I assume hugging a girl. So there may be a chance, hypothetically, on simple assumptions, that Marianne is at least not straight. At least not cis. I could be assuming, but Marianne's either bi or gay. I'm putting money on bi because she has this huge love for Josh, who's a super cool character. You'll meet him later. It's sweet. It's fine. But this is all, you know, here or there, happenstance. We'll see. Yeah, I knew we knew she wasn't straight, but, you know. I just didn't think she'd be this much of a weeb. I don't know, Hannah's forceful. You know Hannah B. So she has a picture of a guy here. Do you think that's like her dad, or do you think that's like... Oh, maybe it's not a guy. It's hard to tell. Art's weird. She's got weeb here, which is cool. She's got weeb here, which is cool. It looks like 2 girls. This is probably Marianne. I assume this was a past girlfriend or a current girlfriend. I think she would mention if she was in a relationship now, though, so who's to say? Anyways, enough of that. By the way, Zach's route ended much faster than I expected. Like, super fast. Like, I felt like we still had, like, a good bit left, but what the fuck do I know? Okay, I'm just saying, you can't not be a weeb and have, a portrait of like, twice the size of a human. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a weeb, and I know weeb things. You know how it is. I know what you were trying to imply, guy. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, well, let's start Marianne's route. I just want to point out some stuff in Marianne's room because there's a lot to point out. The numbers are so on top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity when I hear their accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse. Jeez. Considering I don't follow typical office hours, they usually expect me to be able to just go as I please at 5:30 on the dot. The client is first and foremost my priority. I have to sit tight with my personal assistant Chris. Tells me we have a big one coming up, and I shouldn't miss this one. Oh, hold on. Pause. I'm sorry. Very unprofessional. Girl. Also weird. I'm here to read Marianne. Okay, so July 14th, 30 years old, Cancer, height 5'11", occupation interior designer, former architect, nationality Irish, religion Roman Catholic, education Bachelor of Arts in Architecture, likes chocolate cats, classical arts, country music, karaoke, board games, video games, anime, and other obscure pop culture items, yoga. You know, honestly, I can look past country music. She's perfect in every fucking way. Left in a dumpster as a baby, she was found by a peddler and spent most of her childhood roaming the countryside in a beat-up van. Her father taught her to read, write, and pray. Though an unconventional life, it was all she knew. Child welfare and protection eventually caught on and required that she have a proper education. She was provided a scholarship at St. Samanthan School for Young Ladies and was bullied for being a charity kid. Marianne only had one friend who was mostly focused on her studies, intent on graduating and returning to her father. A shame he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's soon after. Her work as an architect in Ireland, lasted until the Irish economic crisis. She moved to England after some time, Luxembourg, and searched for better career opportunities. This is a fucking sad-ass story. We're building up to October 31st, I completely agree. Because always horror bad shit happens on Halloween. Anyways, yep. My wife's perfect, every way. I am actually shocked Marianne is the second youngest character we've dealt with. I really thought, like, Hannah would be younger than Marianne. Oh well. Let's see these hearts. She likes Hannah because of our talks before. Neutral, neutral. Okay, pretty much neutral all around. Damn, she curvy. I knew she was kind of curvy, but she's more curvy than I remember. He knows a lot about who's who and what's what when it comes to these societies, and I trust that judgment call. I really don't have time for rich people with their dramas and their politics. These sorts who were born with silver spoons in their mouths, who are used to wagging their silver tongues about. I'll try an Irish accent next stream. I don't feel confident in it today, so I'm just going for Richie sounding. Halloween's a good time IRL. I really miss those trick-or-treat days. Those were some good times, Melissa. I let him handle the negotiating with them for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? And he told me I'd receive a message about it an hour ago.
Now, if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Come on, I have a social life too, you know, to an extent. Sort of. As my head against the table, I try to shave off an incoming headache when the notification of an email pops up. All I'm expecting is that, hey, it looks like I found a good project I found. Go send them a design or something to that. But really, that's how it often goes. Even with those rich jammy clients who's heard me from their equally rich jammy friends, I can't expect them to hire me right off the bat. Which is all well and good and reasonable. We figure out what they want, send them my portfolio, my drafts for their projects, my rates, and hope for the best. It's a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Bruthiel for you. Oh, right, her cat. Bruthiel. Sounds about right. Yeah, Yahoo.com. Who uses Yahoo.com? What is this game? 2004? XNail is where I was at, for sure. Just please take this one project. I promise this person is huge in Luxembourg. Mr. Parker, home request to secure the services of Marianne McCullough. Here and after a call of the designer. Hold on, it's the 18th right now? 1 second. Journal, timeline. 18th. Damn, we went back. Shit, we went back. Dang. Okay, whatever. As authorized by Hannah Wright, Hereinafter call the client for interior design work at Ermengarde Mansion, Luxbourne, LX18, 0RF, United Kingdom. The client hopes to have the designer there on 21 October, Friday, with the time pending. Sorry, I forgot this game was an American, my bad. But since I open the mail and see that I've been requested by the client specifically, well, I certainly didn't expect that. It's been pretty straightforward too. Anyone else would probably be excited. They'd be working with the Hannah Wright. She's just one of those rich socialites that everyone loves to talk about, no matter how hard I tried to tune such nonsense out. It would have been enough for me to reply an affirmation to Chris and leave, but he has never pleaded for me to take a project before. We've worked with big personalities in the past, celebrities, bankers, even a few politicians. My PA has been indifferent about those. So the question bounced from my skull before I spy one of the email's attachments. Newspaper clipping from the Luxembourg Daily Business News section boasting the headlines, Wright Enterprise donates 2.5 to refuge. It certainly caused quite a stir back then. Apparently invited businessmen and societies everywhere in the guise of it being some big business announcement.
2.5 mil and an expensive-looking party to boot. These people sure know how to throw their money around.
Not that I should be so callous. They would do a lot of good and help a community of people with all those pounds. I, of all people, shouldn't criticize such acts whether they were for shows or not. At the very least, I know they'll be able to pay my rates. With the headline out of the way, however, I find myself staring at the picture that came along with the clipping. Because wow, here I am, expecting a sour old woman in a blazer and a skirt. But the woman that was plastered on the front page looks like she belonged on the front page of entertainment section, or even if I'm being crass, as the pinup of a glamour. Okay, I'll be real here, a men's magazine. She sure knows how to rock that dress. Wait, her hair, her eyes, her lips, can't be her. Same time, she is her, but only several years older. She looks exactly like... No, come on, Mac. The world's full of pretty blondes. Just a coincidence. With a shake of my head, I snap out of it and reach out at my phone when it buzzes, nearly falling out of my chair in the process. Who else will be on the other line but the very people waiting for me?
Oh, piss. I'm so sorry, Cam. I'm on my way.
That's what I say. Yet I still don't move from my chair, my face flushed, my heart racing. I can only stare when I can will myself to reply that yes, I'm accepting the assignment. Sounds pretty gay, for sure. I don't know. I don't know what can give away any gayness currently. Like, I feel like you're reading too into it, Melissa. I don't know why, though. And it takes more time for me to just close the image, shut down the computer and leave. Even then, it's already burned its image in my eyes, no matter how much I wished it would just disappear. It makes it easier for the alcohol in the company. It makes me eager for anything that can help me forget. The only good thing that the nearest pub is just a hop, skip, and jump from here. Ooh, the Crawl Bar. I like that's a good name. Strong name. Oh, not what it's called. Never mind. The Galway Shawl, which I don't like as much, as it is called by those who frequent the place, is the only decent Irish pub in this county. You can pretty much tell that someone is new if they call it the official name. Oh, I got exposed. I am new. If they call it by its official name, the Crawl Bar. I'm home away from home ever since I moved to Luxbourne. Well, that is when I'm not cooped in my condo working anyway. There's good alcohol, good company, and thank God. And Saint Cecilia, good music. I was like, who's Saint Cecilia? Yeah, cry. Me no from here. Me no pub name. Me sorry. Crowd favors like the bothy noise. The high Wesleyan man and second fusion orchestra are often played. Not to mention the singing. I love singing. No one can break out into a drinking song, and the others in the pub were just wonderful when they start singing along. Doing so while intoxicated is the best ways to go about it. Hey, it's a win-win as long as I don't puke in the middle of the chorus, as long as I can get home in one piece at the end of the day. Yo, she can preach this 100% right. Tonight's karaoke night. What better time than to try to sing all my words away? That's when my intoxicated brain tells me.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am, and in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave.
Your voice so beautiful, you think you're gonna cry? My wife, I love her so much. Once again, if Marianne dies, the run's over. We stop playing the letter, it'll be the last dream. Just remember this. Her voice is so good. I was a fool day one. I was a fool. What did I even know? Was blind, but now I see. But drinking only reminds me of my home. The thought of home makes me think of her.
But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair.
Just, it's, you know, it's watching from the pub. The accent's there. It makes me nauseous. It sickens me to the very smallest reminder of her can cause me such grief.
I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest.
Of course, that might just be the booze. Any other day, I'm gonna scold myself for drinking so much.
I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell.
So I'm doing one of those, like, lighter and hand motions right now. And yeah, it definitely sounds like it was her ex-girlfriend. Either they fucked up real hard, or maybe she passed away because it's a horror game. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Sorry, I'll stop. But I already have a client, and we'll be having our first little meet and greet in a few days.
Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you.
I'm gonna definitely look up who Marianne's voice actor is after this, because I gotta know if they're actually Irish, or European in any way, and no. That's holy shit.
'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
Because she does that accent very well if it's fucking, you know, if it's a fucking just an accent, you know, impersonation, impression, whatever shit. Whatever. Yes, that's kind of something let it go, I agree. I want to at least enjoy this night, get over the hangover tomorrow, and return to being a prim and proper professional after.
That song was for Cam, our lucky bride-to-be. So give her a hand, Galway shawl.
Considering the state I'm in, what can I squeeze my smug grin as cheers and applause rise from amongst the pub's patrons? Because, possibly off-key public singing aside, I feel like I'm at the top of the world right now, and that's a good reason as any to belt out in front of these strangers. For good drinks, good friends, there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight, and I forget for a short while.
And that song was brought to you by Marianne McCullough, everyone! A round of applause!
Haruna?
That was so good. You rock, Marianne. Oh, please stop. You're just saying that.
This is what girls do? I feel like I'm entering some forbidden zone right now. Like, you know, like, I very infrequently hang out with just girls at the pub as a male who cannot shapeshift in any way. So I feel like I'm entering a weird gaze right now.
You know neither of us can hold a tune, Marianne. A toast to our shameless drunk singer. May your drinks forever flow and your notes be ever lovely.
Preach, girl.
If anyone deserves a toast tonight, that's Cam. Finally sealed the deal after 3 years, eh? Read 'em and weep, bitches.
Oh shit. Kamla's diamond engagement ring gleams as she holds it up for all the world to see. She has reason to be proud. 3 years of living together and her boyfriend finally asked her the big question. Obviously she said yes.
Don't get too attached to that ring or the one after, sweetie. I was wearing a wedding ring not so long ago and look at where I am.
Oof.
But enough of me being a downer. Cheers to a happy engagement!
Of course, if something like Haruna's divorce were to happen, I'd be there for Cam. Just as Cam has been there for me, acting more than just my yoga instructor, I'd just be happier for my friend right now. Appears to be English? Ooh, okay, I mean, English is, you know, European, so I'll take it.
Cheers! Cheers!
Well, we both will be there for Cam, won't we, Haruna and I? Runa, it's been a real bad year for her ever since her divorce. She's a nice person, even loaning me money to open a studio, and she didn't deserve what her husband had pulled. I'm happy she's smiling again and picking out like she used to. I think we've all missed our Japanese firecracker. She is kind of Japanese, I see it. We met in yoga class, something I had joined to keep myself in shape and well, honestly, so I could make some friends when I moved to Luxborn. Clearly worked like a charm. And I definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that I brought along my lucky D20 die on me on the first day. No, sir. Fucking nerd. I think this girl's so
What
much.
about you, Marianne? You're 30 years old and you still haven't got yourself a man.
And you guys know I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time for that.
Oh, come on. That's a lame excuse and you know it. You need a man who will take care of you and you need it now. Maybe some hunk will be your house hubby while you rake in the dough.
This hurts.
I'm quite capable of taking care of myself. Who needs a Mr. Right?
Snap, snap. Tell him, Marianne.
Hey, look at me. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma, but I can't get myself a date.
This also hurts me, just letting you know. Just seems the ED for the game. Really? I don't know what the ED is, but I can't wait now. I mentioned Dream of the Demons once. They don't even know the rules or understand what the numbers mean. I certainly am not some sort of holy person. I'm a far cry from a miracle worker, and I barely have the willpower to fight off demons, especially my own.
Actually, maybe she isn't looking for a Mr. Right, but a Mrs. Right.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my Marianne, we still love you even if you're in the closet.
That would explain some things. How do you know you don't have a ring anymore? Maybe you two can be together and I don't have to worry about my best girls being alone.
Damn.
What are you on about? There's nothing to explain.
The more I denied a lot of these teases until the other person in the pub started to watch. It doesn't help at all when Hunter drapes her arms over my shoulder and leans in.
Will I be all yours then? Will you be making me feel like a woman?
I know they're just kidding around, but this doesn't make me uncomfortable. This doesn't make me comfortable in the slightest. I am not very comfortable at all either. I'll be real. People are watching. Yeah, this is pretty me sweating hard right now. So when Kamala notices my silence and Huna sees the expression on my face, they stop. And when the awkward air settles, the rest of the pub goes back to whatever they were doing before the whole thing ever happened. Yeah, there's a lot of yikes in this game, I'll tell you that. They probably won't even remember when they wake up with massive hangovers anyway.
Sorry.
Me too.
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
I raise my glass. They smile. We drink. There's no need to say more. We're all definitely far too drunk tonight. Eventually, the fun times end. It's a weekday after all. It's a weekday, damn! But with Runa being a nurse, still has to get ready for her next shift. Cam also has a lovely fiance waiting for her at home, and really didn't have to make a fuss about having left some buns in the oven while she took off earlier. Really, I understand. I was the one who insisted, who was determined to get pissed drunk anyway. Moving to the bar, I sit, alone at last. I'm scared, alone with a stranger. I haven't seen him before, obviously not regular. He hasn't said a word, just sits there savoring his drink. With his whiskey served neat in one hand and lighter on the other, it doesn't seem like he's noticed me yet. Maybe I should go before he does look my way. Because he was pretty and he was blonde, and those things plus alcohol never did me any good. I'm scared! I thought too late. Judging by the way he flushed face and dazed look in his eyes, he's as pissed drunk as I am. And whereas I feel like kneeling over, he looks like he's ready to take the catwalk by storm. Really, he was just one of those men who think they own the world.
Hello there, sexy. Please don't stand up on my account. I already like what I see.
His name is Whiskey, I like to point out. My name is Frightened, I like to point out.
Fancy a drink? It'll be on me.
But then again, I might be pleasantly surprised if he proves me wrong.
Want some between the sheets? Sex on the beach? I'm talking cocktails, of course.
Cries. Fat chance. But it doesn't matter, we both know how to play this game. And there are two different ways for the night to end. One thing or another is going to happen. Please stop. Coaches, what do I want to do?
Oh no, that's fine. I'd rather order some blue balls or some AMF if you don't mind.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Looks like he's about to say some witty retort, but stops himself and downs the rest of his whiskey. I order a mint julep. I used to know how to say this word. And he gets another whiskey, and we start the customary small talk. Oh Christ, get rid of it. Of course, the way asking me no questions and I'll tell you no lies goes without saying. Let's get on to deal with this. We ask nothing about each other, offering up falsehoods to establish a strenuous fake connection between two strangers that apply with only to pass the time. Whiskey, as I like to call him, is supposedly 21 years old, single, takes care of his sick mother, and is a manager of some sorts. There's no way he's 21. There's no way. She likes some of these races. I want to screw it's harsh for like, to be fair, she doesn't know yet. However, this is big oof for me. This is huge oof for me. Manager Flynn, I didn't care to listen to the details. Meanwhile, Mint, as he has come to call me, is 29, and I'm... What did I say I was again? Oh yes, I told him I was a professional chocolate taster, because fuck it, if I'm going to lie about my job, might as well make it fun. Yeah. It's a pretty decent chat between two pretty strangers. Like, obviously, if he does something racist and she's like, oh, he's still perfect despite that, then we judge Marianne, obviously. But you can't just talk to someone, befriend them, and then yell at them, yeah. I said what I said. Tell. And maybe it was just me, and we might as well fucking expand the tiniest amount of effort in pretending that there's something meaningful in this meeting. It would be nice too, if it was just left at that. But during a long conversation, he brings it up.
You know, I've never been with a woman taller than me.
Sweats. And I think he might have been different from
Never have and never will, Whiskey. Can we go back to the history of chocolates? Did you know that chocolate candy was introduced in 19th century England as a healthier alternative to alcohol?
I mean, she seems the type to call people out. St. Lucy was the most beautiful woman of her time. She had men coming from four corners of the world just to see the pure light of her exquisite green eyes. She was so lucky.
No, enough of the history lesson. Come on, Mint. You know and I know what you came here for.
It hurts. Though not every suitor was gallant, and she was no fool, she had known that sooner or later she wouldn't be able to defend her chastity, sorry.
Come on. There must be something that gets you going.
A horror game. So she had taken out a knife and gouged out her own eyes.
There is something, but I don't think you can handle it.
Impressed with her devotion, God restored her eyes and made them more beautiful than before. He has a particular sense of humor, hasn't he? Because not only Mitsudo's kept going after Lucy, she kept her eyes in a chalice to scare them away.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can handle whatever it is.
She's one of those people who's like, I never wrote that before I was addict. This is definitely the scariest part of the game so far, I'll tell you that. St. Lucy, help me. Help me turn away from sin. Help me with my own blindness.
My place isn't too far from here. I won't take care of you if it ends up being too much for you. And no one will be able to hear you if you try to scream.
I'm so scared right now.
You sure you want to go down that road, pretty boy?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Cry softly. Cry so hard. Why? Why is Marianne's route like this? Why can't it be cool? The best thing about having my condo so close to the pub is the ease of access. As long as I can stand and walk, I can make it home. Maybe I need help from a kind stranger too to help me with the last leg if I've really gone overboard on the alcohol, but I always made it home, sometimes with company. Of course, that always comes with complications, especially the real clingy ones. But isn't anything a good tip about stalkers to the building a security can't fix? I'm always nervous though, even if it's the first time I've done this. And the first few minutes when we enter my room are the first few agonizing minutes where I try not to panic. Okay, Max, so far so good. I'm very tempted. Don't let him smell your fear under all that liquid courage. He'll leave sooner or later, and I'll never have to see him again, just like every other man before him. I like to say to myself that the men I brought to my place were more scared than I was. Yet, this is no fear when I look into Whiskey's eyes, only delight. When he starts touching I even hesitate when I push him against the door. Roughness is to be expected. As long as he sticks to the script, everything will go smoothly. We'll have our little tumble in the sheets, he'll leave, and we'll forget about it. If somebody asked what I really wanted, I would have told them I wanted a bed of roses, chocolates, and music, maybe an Irish castle. All I really want is her, and that's never going to be reality. It's my fault, of course, because I was afraid, because I was a coward. They would never hold a candle up to her. She was the light of my life, and I let her go. I can't even be bothered by the thought of her. Look, you seem the kind of guy who doesn't reciprocate, if you know what I mean. Parts of my brain are dying right now, so please forgive me. Yeah, Mary, I mean, I think it's very clear from even Hannah's route that Mary has some self-confidence issues for sure. Even probably Isabel's route, and I missed it. Just the single thought of her makes my resolve to see this affair through waver.
Wait.
What is it now?
I'm scared of what you're about to say, guy. Yeah, I hear that, Boza. Yes, what is it now? Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. So if I say nothing's wrong, if I say this is wrong, will he stop, is the question. She's drunk. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Mamma mia. I get it. Me gets it. I don't know which is good or... I don't, like... I think nothing, never mind, Luke likes me more? Maybe? Question mark? This is wrong. This is wrong. You know what, guy? I have to agree with you. I have to say it. Even if this is the wrong choice, I have to say what Josh's heart wants. I agree with you 100%, Melissa. And if I have any moral stand to object to this right now, now's my chance. Let's go.
We're both drunk.
Wait, he likes that? What? What? What?
And...
This is wrong. Don't you think it's a bit fucked up that we're about to have sex and we're just calling each other by the drinks that we had? How messed up are we?
What's... He's into the challenge? Okay, you're right.
Doll, shut up with the ethics and morality talk. It is seriously putting me out of the mood.
If you want to leave now, Whiskey, I understand. I mean, with how smashed you are, it'd probably be best for you to sleep the night unless you want to be mugged. But I won't stop you. And this isn't going to happen.
Bloody hell.
Hell yeah, this is my proudest achievement I've ever unlocked in my entire life. I'm so proud of me right now, even if this is the wrong choice. He doesn't care, please throw him out of the apartment. Get him out. Of course, he's annoyed at me for putting off our night of sexual congress. But no means no, and beyond spewing a few profanities under his breath, he surprisingly simmers down soon enough. I was worried for a moment he might try to force something. Instead, he makes a show of fixing his suit, smoothing down his hair before making himself comfortable in the nearest seat he could find.
What are you doing then? You have a guest in your home. Put the damn kettle on.
This is so awkward for me right now. This is the scariest scene so far, I agree.
Dandelion tea if you have it. But I suppose all you have are those shitty tea bags from the store.
If it isn't for the absurdity in this turn of events, I would have flipped him off for thinking I have no taste. In the end, I just laugh. I got a can of Korean ginseng and lemon balm, though. No dandelion. On the second thought, I do wet the tea. For 3 minutes, get the kettle to the boil. 3 minutes where we say nothing to each other. I mean, what do you even say to the guy I was going to sleep with until I changed my mind? Just send him back to the bar. Just throw him out. I doubt he's in the mood to talk about the influences of Troy's on Mallory. It's still unusual at a time when we're both sat on the bed, with mugs of tea in hand.
Just so you know, whatever is going on right now is a lot stranger and fucked up than the one night stand.
Screams.
We are two messed up individuals by your logic.
Everything is messed up, if you ask me. War, terrorism, famine, poverty, loved ones and loved lost. Oh, this whole world is a cesspool.
Sluts. That air is telling when it fills the room once more. One would think it's the perfect time to burst and spill whatever issues that made us the fucked up person we are today. And it is. But I guess some part of me would rather not put the weight of my problems on someone else's shoulders. It wouldn't be fair to leave that to a person when I don't know if we'll ever see each other again. Sooner rather than later, we'll both pass out in my bed, mugs left forgotten on the floor. When I wake up, whiskey's already gone. A bottle of painkillers and a note on the table for the only evidence I wasn't alone last night. I don't even question where these are from, or how he knew my name. I'm just grateful for someone to help with the hangover. Might as well. I have a job to do. Okay, the horror part of the game is over. We can now play the game. Never know, you can be packing, and that's all. It's often that I think about drinking. It isn't often I think about drinking the job. But after meeting the rights yesterday, it really makes me want to break my self-imposed rules. Oh wait, 4 days passed, right? Did I read that? Is today the 22nd? Did I read that wrong? Is it the 22nd, right? Let me look on the backlog. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Fuck! Oh, whatever, I'll find out. After meeting with the rates yesterday, really made me want to break my self-imposed rules. Because first of all, fucking damn whiskey was fucking damn Mr. Right. On top of it all, they had somehow forgotten to inform me that they didn't own the Armageddon Mansion yet when they hired me. This is before the breakfast with Hana? I don't know. It has to be, actually, because this is... She just finds out they don't have the sale, right? I'm so confused. Screams. Oh, I guess them having breakfast is not an event in which they would tell me in the news. Fair enough.
Ugh, rich people.
Ciao, Marianne. I can do nothing but twiddle my thumbs at this, however. Twiddle my thumbs and wait for the go signal. It's not like I can accept other small projects. This is a big job and I should be ready to start at any time. And to mention, my PA practically begged me to be patient and wait this one out. It was a hard decision to agree, but I did so in the end. It's that Link, what can I say? Besides, I'm doing this for the Armageddon Mansion, not for anything or anyone else. I have a headache, whatever I want to do anyway. I go to the pub again, but seeing what happened a few days ago, I'd rather not end up in bed with another potential client. And it might be a huge leap in logic, but the library is the next best place after the pub. I have to go there anyways. I need more books for Dad. Plus, I need to return the ones I borrowed last time. Finding a new book or two to read myself while I have nothing to do isn't such a bad idea either. On a Saturday morning, I found myself in the only library in Luxbourne to hopefully cool off. Do you think she's gonna meet the professor? After returning an Urzuli and a poetry book by Henry of Podarbardi, I assume those are the words, I asked the librarian about the several titles on my list, though I don't have much luck in that front. Dialogue with Death has already been snatched, and she bluntly said that she did not keep our mathematical universe for someone who didn't return books on time. I make headway at last when I ask about Siege and Renditation of Havana by Jacobo de Pizzulia. The encounter snarling and points at the history section as headway, that is. The history section is devoid of any other except for myself and a redhead, though I'd wager a guess that Red's just passing by to get to the classical literature section. So many books, so little time. Scanning the books and seeing so many wonderful titles gives me great pleasure. That's my
Hello,
spot.
sailor. Why don't you come to Mama?
It's not the naval battle book I was looking for. It's even better. The newly acquired History of Luxembourg and Architecture, first edition too. I know, I just have to get it. I've been waiting to get my hand on the book for so long. The fact that there's only one copy proves to be a problem, though, when Red reaches out for it at the same time I do.
I think I had this first, miss.
Oh, fuck! I can only stare her down when she refuses to let go of the book. Refusing to let go of it as well, I raise her brow in the hopes that the fact that I was definitely taller than her would intimidate the girl. Rather than, she refused with a rebellious look.
This isn't exactly light reading, miss. I mean, do you even know which architect was at the forefront of 18th century Irish architecture?
Oh shit! A beat. She blinks and I can't help but smirk on my face. This is right off when she opens her mouth.
Edward Lovett Pierce, who established the Palladian style through his work with Castletown House and Irish Houses of Parliament.
Why does my wife, the perfect girl, have all the characters I don't want to interact with?
This bridge was destroyed in this year to delay French troops while under the regency of Mary of Guise.
This is not what I was expecting. Let's be honest, how many people would know these history facts? Aside from me.
Going
anyway.
right to the obscure ones, aren't you? Easy enough. Tullybody Old Bridge in Clackmannanshire, Scotland, on the January of 1560, if we want to be specific.
Suddenly it's a game where we throw these history questions and facts at each other, back and forth in hushed tones unless we want to be thrown out of the library. A throw goes from a strange competition to a strange but friendly banter, if it could be called that. Yeah, Marianne has it rough right now, I'm going to tell you. But as fun as it is, the exchange soon slows down until we're grinning at how odd this whole scene is.
Marianne McCulloch, my desire for potatoes doesn't quite match what the stereotypes suggest.
Rebecca Gales. The Scots' supposed hatred for the English wasn't enough to stop me from teaching their little spawns.
Sluts. By then, we had forgotten about our little tug-of-war, though she still holds the book in her hands. I let go of it without realizing when she answered my first question.
History teacher, then?
Got it in one.
No wonder you gave me a run for my money. Now, if we're talking about architecture, I'd blow you out of the water.
Yeah, this is definitely a high-stress horror one. You know, the more we get into the game, the scarier it gets, so I totally get it.
You're from where? Luxburn Uni?
Oh no, just St. Goretti's.
Ah yes, St. Goretti. You think wait, isn't that logo from St. Goretti? Never mind. Probably not important. You think a school would choose a more appropriate saint to name themselves after, especially when they have very young students.
And I'm guessing you're an architect, if you're so confident about the subject.
Interior designer, Miss Gales.
Please, just call me Rebecca. You aren't one of my students, are you?
Marianne, then.
Isn't she, like, 30? Like, why would be a student? Never mind, doesn't matter. I could have said I was an architect, but there's no point in explaining why I wasn't one anymore.
So, I've never seen you before. I'd like to think I've met every history aficionado in town.
I blame the rock I've been hiding under, of course. That, and I'm usually only here on the weekdays if time allows. Work often has me meeting clients on the weekends.
That must be interesting work.
It allows for some creative freedom, sure, but it's like working with children sometimes. Though you probably have it harder working with actual children. The hardest part is convincing them that your idea is their idea.
That sounds exciting.
It is!
But isn't that true for any workplace, though? We just cross our fingers and hope there aren't any man-children in charge of important things.
I have a name, thank you. She was saying that's what her students call her, hence why it's weird for her to call her that. Ah.
Any big projects right now? I can't imagine that interior designing is a frequent thing.
I'm working on the Ermengarde mansion. Lucky me. That mansion. Intach. Wonderful. Breathtaking. I can't wait to start in it.
She really loves her job, and I'm so happy for her.
Now that is beautiful architecture.
A pause. I actually want to say something at the mention of the house. I'm not surprised. That place is certainly popular with the locals, especially with the urban legends attached to it. The next second, though, she seems to think better of it and drops what she's about to say.
So, do you have a portfolio or anything I can take a look at? I'd love to see your designs. Maybe you have some on a tablet. I've met some designers before, and they're always going crazy over these virtual room apps or another.
But she loved being in architecture more until falling ill. I can definitely see that, 100%. It's probably the reason why she dropped it in some way.
A tablet? Please. Callicrates didn't need those silly eye tabs when he built the Parthenon. I certainly don't need one to design a house.
The computer back in my place is all I have. Why should I buy such an expensive gadget that will be outdated within a year when what I have is just as functional? Traditional ways had a far more personal touch in my opinion. Not to mention those smartphones are awful tools of procrastination. I can't even count on one hand the number of people I see going outside only to have their eyes glued on the things. Damn, it hurts. It's me. Yeah, but I bet you would like the tablet. I mean, I feel like most people in this day and age like them tablets. And fuck touchscreens. They're evil things that make typing what should have been a simple task harder.
I do have an online portfolio if you'd like. I can...
Speaking or thinking of the devil seems to summon, because before I can even carry on, Rebecca's attention wanes as she pulls out her mobile. For what I assume is a call, she's apologizing for standing up and excusing herself. Off further into the aisle she goes for some privacy. I do my best to give it to her as well, trying to tune her
Belle,
out.
is something wrong? Lunch at the coffee house? Sure, I can make it. I'm not too far, I can be there in 10.
A little quiet surroundings, she can't blame me if I hear snippets of her conversation. She returns with a sheepish look on her face. I know that her friendly chat has to be cut short.
Sorry, I have to go and meet with some friends.
It's fine, totally fine. No need to even apologize.
About the book.
Her embarrassment increases twofold when she realizes she's still holding the history of Luxembourg architecture. I don't give her time to think about it as I put my hand up and shake my head. Fishing out a pen and paper from my bag along with one of my business cards, I hand them over to her.
You know, I'm busy with work, so I might not even be able to take a peek at it anytime soon. You can go ahead and have it, but you'll have to ring me up when you're returning it just so I can snag it right away. Deal?
She makes quick work, penning her number down and handing it back to me with a grin.
Deal. Just message me during school hours, of course. You have a good day then.
You too.
With Rebecca gone, I'm left alone standing in the history section. Though my original plans was to sit down and read a good book, our little pop quiz, if you call it that, had made the time pass by without any of us realizing it. It was fun, and I do realize I made a good friend. Good job, Marianne. Though with the talk of lunch hour, I don't feel like grabbing a bite to eat. Even with the talk of lunch, sorry. I don't see it. Seems like just friendly banter to me currently. Oh, I get where you're coming from now. Hey, get them digits. There are still other books to be read here, and I'm hoping to find something that'll help me while I work with the rights. We gotta let Becca die now, right? So far, my only ship is either Marianne and me or Marianne and nobody. I don't really ship Marianne with anybody in the cast so far. I am open to be persuaded, though. I'd be into the Becca Marianne ship. It's not the worst. I don't like it. I just see friendship right now, though, but I'm definitely not into Marianne Hella. I'm definitely not into Marianne Luke, obviously. I really don't see Marianne Isabella Zach Ash. So the only one left, I guess, would be Becca, which I wouldn't hate on, but I don't see it yet. Willing to give it time, though. Marianne Josh, though, that's a great ship, I'll tell you right now. Something like how to deal with arseholes personally 101, just in case. I've dealt with a lot of uppity, snotty, rich clients before, but still better safe than sorry. Because Luke Wright just fucking takes the fucking cake, and he probably managed to eat it too. It seems the world is conspiring to keep me from my me time, as my mobile vibrates in my pockets the moment I find something from the shelves of classic literature.
Marianne McCulloch, Charlie Rose Design speaking.
Ooh. Psh. Says you. I think it could make a comeback. Snap, snack. Zach Bella, Fiverr. Yeah, I like that ship. I like Zach Bella.
Rose Cooper here, Miss McCullough. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time or anything, but I just wanted to check in and tell you that we've got the clear to hand over the documents. Madam Wright told us that we should forward the floor plans to you.
Alrighty, how did they go through the process so fast? Surely it's one of the many red tapes to even acquire the forms of the transferring of rights. No matter how rich the rights are, it shouldn't be this quick, right?
So, if I can just have your email, I'll be sending them your way.
I'd actually like a physical copy of the floor plans.
Oh, I suppose that's fine. I'm not at the office right now, but I can inform Miss Santos of your request.
I'll make sure to drop by the office after lunch if that's fine.
Not a problem. Right. Well, cheers.
Right. Cheers.
I don't know. I just don't. Is there some sort of deeper miscommunication than we last met? These things take time. It's been, what, a day? Even less than that, even? There isn't even a point in trying to make sense of these people who seem to have larger than life. As it looks, I'm on the clock starting today. I might as well eat. Grabbing some fish and chips from one of the street food stalls, I find a table to spend time with a copy of Marcus de Sade, The Crime of Love, until Rebecca left with a book I wanted. I read this one before, along with the rest of his works. This is in the 18th time, in fact. But it's nice to read through it again when I don't have the time to enjoy something new. Besides, when you're dealing with people so filthy rich, when they just end up playing filthy, you need the good old Marcus sound advice.
La blessure se trouvant sans aucune sorte de conséquence.
I'm so glad this part is voiced, by the way. The wound being without any consequence. Of course, it's folly to think that things have no consequence when everything actually does. Briar Realty Corporation's Luxborn branch isn't too far away from the city's center. There's a few blocks actually, and I can easily eat and walk. I'd rather use this time to rest before I go into a flurry of activity. No doubt there will be so much to do once we get handled out on the mansion.
Still a lot better than working on another condo, at least.
Surely no matter how much BRC and the old owners put in the old restoration and preservation of the place, any big repairs will be superficial at most. I'm quite certain that in their haste to sell the property did a rush job. It isn't an infrequent thing to do despite how it is frowned upon. There will be a lot of hidden issues that need to be weeded out, and I have to make sure that I find every single one of them, especially the more serious damages. Structural integrity is definitely on the top list that we have to consider. The building might look sturdy, but it is centuries old. That alone will likely pose a few problems here and there, put limitations on what we can do. Besides, despite how much I detest these rich snobs, they can pay rather handsomely, as long as they do an excellent job and do more than necessary. These two always made sure that the referrals keep coming. I don't even have to hunt down projects for myself. We'll go into BRC's office. I can't help but stop and stare when I enter the building. Hold on, let me check this out, because I'm actually curious on the day. It is the 22nd, I'm not crazy! Hell yeah! My friends Rebecca, blah blah. I think the art in this scene is really fucking good, by the way. Really like it. The eyes seem like normal, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is anime and this is anime normal, but you get my drift. Cool. It's been 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Perfect. With the lunch hour closing, employees should be back already, and if they weren't already filtered through the doors. I get that it's Saturday, that people probably feel tired and lazy to be working on a weekend. But they're still on the clock, and still bumming about wasting company time on extended lunch breaks and cigarette sessions. The office space, and with all these big corporations, each person is given their little space with what's usually a 2x2 meter cubicle. There's more empty chairs than there are actual people working at their desks. It reminds me too much of my last day at Porzkova Projects during the massive layoffs during the Irish economic crisis. But it isn't just that, though. Everything is as quiet as a grave. It's as if these people are merely ghosts. Speaking of ghosts, ooh, Santa's coming through the door looking as if she's just seen one. That would explain quite a bit. Nod, 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 nod. She looks at me, wide-eyed like a deer caught in headlights, ready to bolt at any moment. I pointed out I wanted to inquire, but that would be unprofessional. Really, it's none of my business.
presume that Miss Cooper told you why I'm here, Miss Santos?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just got back from lunch, you know? But it won't take too long. Don't worry.
Of course it won't. This whole project has established itself to be a matter done in haste. I do hope it doesn't mean that people are being careless in their duties.
She flinches and looks like she doesn't quite know how to respond to that. Thankfully, instead of opening her mouth, she leads the way towards her station and goes to fetch the floor plans. It won't take too long, she said, but it does take quite a bit. Time spent to compose herself.
You know, we usually just email these things.
I prefer the real thing.
Not that you would know. You probably have your nose stuck in front of a smartphone when you're not working, or even when you should be working, playing those mindless addictive games. Ooh. I definitely wish Chris would stop playing that Batcat thingy during work hours, too.
I know what you mean. Digital painting is nice, but nothing beats the smell of real paint. Not that I go and smell paint like a crazy person, but, you know, the real thing is different.
Oof. Wait, what?
Yes, nothing is quite like the real thing.
Boy, she's being a bit rude. Yeah, I totally agree. But you know what? Snap, snap, I guess. Professionalism and the ideal is professionalism, blah, blah, blah. I feel like we should be memorizing this floor plan for some reason. Like, this will be important. So I'm going to give it a quick read. Uno momento, poor flavor. Yeah, I mean, that was also the introduction, right? She came in like, where's the manager? That's why my initial approach with Marianne was a little turn-offish because of that. So I just get this vibe she doesn't like Bella. But who knows? Maybe we can fix that. Okay, so restrooms, minibar, parlor, music room, basement, hallway, hall, gallery, dining, kitchen, hallway, master bedroom, corridor. There's definitely a lot of rooms. This is a theater? Cool. Okay. I will not remember this at all. I don't know why I tried. Checking out the floor plans, I see that I have a lot going for me. Now I know how Ray felt when he found the Central Park West building floor plans from that one movie. This is why I became an architect in the first place. Jackman's style at its finest is a thing of beauty. Looking at these gorgeous rooms, the delicate harmony between spaces. Speaking of empty spaces, there's something rather odd about these
I
rooms.
feel a bit silly saying it out loud because I've never lived in a big house, let alone a mansion. But during the tour, I had the distinct impression that the rooms were bigger.
Dang.
Maybe the scale is wrong? It's not much of a problem. And it is an old house.
There have been little details here and there that I would have liked to address during the open house too. But it was all forgotten in the wake of Miss Santos' incident and the trouble with ownership. The wine cellar is going to be a problem. I sure think that there's some sort of repairs that they do to the place. There might have been things that were swept under the rug, pushed to the dark corner of the rooms, and hidden away in barrels. Water damage could have been covered up. Hidden rooms and stuff, for sure. There have been floods due to heavy rains in West England just last year, after all, and if there's any sort of damage to the house foundation, this would be a lot of work. I was not able to look at the attic as well. For all I know, a whole family of vermin could have made their nests there. Working with pest control is always the worst. The sheer size of this place is staggering, even if I did just say it was a lot smaller than I thought. I might be biting off more than I can chew, but who doesn't like a good challenge? First things first, I have to...
So, do you want a coffee? The one from the staff room is pretty decent.
There's really no need. I'm sure you have rules against it.
Rules against bringing someone coffee? That's ridiculous. And even if there were regulations against it, nobody's really here to tell Sir John. I've already brought 2 mugs, and I'm not going to drink them on my own. Come on.
I had to stamp down my annoyance at being distracted. Seeing the girl, the young woman though, it looks like she has a lot on her mind. If babbling her way is her way of dealing with stray thoughts, I'm not really one to say she should be... I'm not really the one she should be babbling to. How should I respond? I'm just going to answer this question, because I think we're all agreeing that this one is the better answer than this one. So, I'm gonna go with it. I would say this one minus, I was gonna scream. I gave her time to speak up. When she just stares, I clear my throat.
Yes? You have something to say?
As embarrassment creeps on her face, I snatch one of the coffees from her and take a sip. Too hot.
Just thinking and speaking off the record, it must be fun what you do. You go to people's houses and you make them, well, pretty. You're sharing your art with them.
It's a little bit more complex than that. But if you put it that way, it is fun. I wouldn't have done it for 7 years if it wasn't a little bit fun, I guess.
These big clients always have paintings in their homes. Do you have a supplier for art pieces?
She really isn't too professional, is she? I can't help but wonder why she was assigned to an important sale at the Armageddon Mansion. I would say she's too young, too nervous, and unsure of herself. Her enthusiasm must make up for that in spades. I wouldn't have believed it if she introduced herself as one, and if Miss Cooper hadn't vouched for her. Why, she looks like she should still be in college. Acts a bit like it, too. I thought she was a teen slumming out on the mansion when I first saw her lying there on the ground. How old is she again? Isn't she just like a year younger? Oops. Oops. Oh, she's 26. Okay, that is a little bit younger than I thought. Probably because Zach is 5 years older, and I did not think that. Oh, doesn't matter. Surprise, surprise, she turned out to be one of the real estate agents handling the property. I don't even know what to make of the whole meltdown that happened on the strange document. If I were the client, I would have been very upset. She'd be in hot water for it.
Clients usually support artists of their own choice. If they don't, I'm always happy to refer those that I know.
That's cool.
They're very picky. I don't think a hobbyist will have an easy time getting their work sold.
Hey, I'll have you know I was a student of the fine arts.
And yet here you are, selling property. Maybe you weren't a very fine student of the arts.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Why is Marianne's route so scary? Maybe I took it a bit too far. She bites her cheek and it looks like she's barely holding herself back. Oh, no.
It's not like I had a choice.
She mutters under her breath. I barely even hear it. But the hurt is there. And if I were a better person, I would have snapped at her. You didn't become famous artist to be feted by the art world like you thought you would be. Big whoop. Yeah, I'm also not a bad. Yeah, it's I love my wife, but damn. I didn't have a choice when I left Ireland. It was that or years of unemployment. The recession and the toll it took for the construction industry was out of anyone's control. I don't know what choice she wasn't able to make, whether it was about her being at art school or something else. But the world isn't a fair place, and the sooner she figures that out, the better. Still, with that forlorn look on her face, I can't help but sigh. The girl reminds me far too much of myself when I was younger.
Well, if you're thinking of commissioning your paintings, I'll have to see your work first.
Oh, it's not... I didn't mean it like that. I don't have any paintings.
Really? You sounded a lot like you still did art or want to. Now I'm starting to worry that you might just like the smell of paint.
I'm not a paint huffer, sheesh. I just mean I don't make much anymore. I don't really have the time for it. The tools and materials aren't exactly cheap either.
Everything has a price. It sounds like you're making excuses for something you're presumably passionate about. If you really want to practice art, a little out of your wallet isn't much.
It's not that simple.
It's not? Life's simple. People just like to make it complex.
This is spicy, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Speaking off the record, I have some advice for you, kid.
Oh snap, I'm so scared!
Either go for what you want, or stop thinking about it when you have something else. That is unless you enjoy making yourself miserable, then by all means.
Like, I get it. Like, I get what she's saying, and to an extent, I agree with it, but, like, damn. This is a hot topic, and I would not word it like this for sure.
You know, if you wanted to look at the floor plans without me bothering you, you could have just said so.
Would you have left me alone?
We'll never know now, will we?
But our relationship is above average, so yeah, it's, seems like, it definitely is 100% projecting, I'm nearly positive. I want to assume, what's her name? Was it Liz? Was it Beth? I don't remember. I assumed the girl that she had before wanted to do painting or something, so she's super critical of it. It's my current guess. I have no fucking idea. A strained air settles in the room afterwards. Doesn't help that she doesn't leave immediately, as she said, leaning awkwardly by the door with that downcast expression. It's clear that there's more she means to say, perhaps even to defend herself in her choices in life, or is expecting me to dish out more of that advice. It's an awkward affair, and I choose to highlight out of the realty office as quick as I can. Though I am able to keep myself professional at all times does not mean I like it. And seeing that most of the day has already gone by before I realize, I choose to head back to my flat instead, despite today being a Saturday. No fun at the least this way. I can definitely avoid another unpleasant encounter. Considering how much I'll be seeing Whiskey in the near foreseeable future, I have a feeling I'll need all the rest of the weekend it can give me. For the first time in a long while, excited as I am to work on the mansion, I can't wait to be over and done with this project. Cool. I'm actually going to end stream a little early today. I just have some things to do after, and I highly apologize. But we also got through Zack's much faster than expected, so, you know, that's my bad. I will be continuing Marianne's next session. We should hopefully be beating it, question mark. I don't know how long it is, but maybe it'll be a surprise fasty like last time. So, clap clap. I'm so excited to see what happens. Marianne's route is so fucking weird. Like, it's very not standard. I mean, she doesn't really have that close a relation with any of the characters from before, but it's an oddie. It's an oddie for sure. But we'll be back with the letter next session. I'll see you next Tuesday, 7:30. And then after that, we'll probably take a break. So, hopefully before we lose Like, once again, she's very harsh to Isabella for some reason, and I don't think anyone else really. So I think she just hates Isabella. I don't know why. But yeah, Marianne is a weird character, I'll tell you that. She's not my angel, but she's not my devil. I still love her though, don't get me wrong. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, so yeah, follow the fucking Facebook thing if you haven't, or not. I can't force you. Everyone who has probably has already, so thank you so much once again. I appreciate all the support as always, and I'll see you guys next week. But until then, have a good one. Bye.